My child, open your heart and still your distractions, for I, the Lord your God, am about to speak what your soul has been silently begging to hear. This is not just a message. This is a divine interruption, a holy intervention, a spiritual reckoning disguised as revelation. You did not stumble onto this by accident. I brought you here on purpose, because I'm about to explain what you've wrestled with in the quiet. Why did that door close? Why did I say no when you thought it was right? Why did it all fall apart when it finally started making sense? You've cried for answers. You've whispered, God, did I miss you? You've blamed yourself, doubted my goodness, even questioned your worth. But listen carefully now. I'm pulling back the veil. I'm revealing what your eyes couldn't see, but what my heart always knew. And if you walk away halfway through this word, you will miss the moment your pain turns into understanding. You will miss the part where your ashes meet my glory. So I command you, stay. Watch it. Listen. Let every word grip you. Don't just hear my voice, feel it. Let it cut, cleanse, restore, and reposition you. This is a word that will confront your confusion, break cycles, and seal clarity into your spirit. If you've ever mourned a closed door, this message is your deliverance. Do not scroll. Do not pause. Do not silence me. Because if you make it to the end, you won't just understand why I closed the door, you will thank me for it. My child, pause. Breathe. Feel the weight of this moment, not in fear, but in fullness. For I am here, and I have something to reveal. Something sacred. Something only I could see. I closed that door not in haste, not in anger, but in mercy. You stood at the threshold, heart trembling with hope, hands ready to grasp what seemed good. But I saw what lay hidden behind that promise. I saw the sorrow that wore the mask of success. I saw the betrayal buried beneath the smiles. I saw the poison in the cup you were about to drink, thinking it was sweet. So I moved. Swiftly. Silently. Sovereignly. I shut it. You didn't understand then. You called it disappointment. You wept and asked why. But listen to me now. I was not punishing you. I was protecting you. I do not guard you only from what is evil in appearance. I guard you from what is evil in disguise. You saw a path. I saw a pit. You saw opportunity. I saw entrapment. You saw the beginning of something bright. I saw the slow unraveling of your joy. That is why I intervened, not to take something from you, but to keep something from taking you. Come now, look back with me. Do you remember the ache in your spirit before you knocked on that door? That knee, that whisper, that was me. My spirit nudging you, my love warning you. But because I honor your freedom, I allowed you to approach. And when I closed it, I did so with tears in my eyes and fire in my hands. I will not let my beloved walk into destruction. I know, my child, your heart still wrestles with the what-ifs. What if it had worked out? What if that door had opened? What if it led to something greater? But I ask you now, what if it led you away from me? What if it stole your peace? What if it devoured your time, your identity, your calling? Would you still call it a blessing? Let go of the fantasy. Release the illusion. You don't need to understand the entire picture to trust the painter. You don't need to see the full path when the one guiding your steps has never failed you. I see the end from the beginning. I write stories with eternity in mind. When I close a door, it is not just an act, it is a strategy, a seal, a divine edit in the script I am writing for your life. And I do not write tragedies for those I love. I write triumph. So do not mourn what I have already removed. Do not grieve over a chapter I have already concluded. If I tore that page, it's because I knew it would end in ruin. And I desire wholeness for you. Abundance. Joy not born of chance but anchored in my truth. Lift your head. I know you feel the sting. I know the silence feels endless. But trust me when I say, my silence is not absence. It is strategy. I speak through closed doors. I guide through endings. I lead through the lock when the way forward would have led to harm. Walk with me now, away from the door. Don't stare at it as if it holds your future. It doesn't. I do. And I am not behind you, weeping over what was. I am ahead of you, preparing what will be. So, open your hands. Release what was never yours to keep. Breathe in my presence. Receive this truth. I close that door because I love you too deeply to let you settle for something that would shatter you. Now, step forward. Not in regret, but in reverence. Not with questions, but with quiet confidence. I am your Father. I see all things. I hold all things. And when I close a door, it is always for a reason. Trust that reason. Trust me. My child, listen. Just because something has not come when you expected does not mean I have denied you. Do not let the ticking of the clock steal your hope. Time is not your enemy. Delay is not abandonment. I am not bound by your calendar. I am the author of seasons, the master of moments, and I move with perfect precision. Your delay is not punishment. It is preparation. I am not late. I am intentional. You asked me to bless you. You prayed for more, and I heard every whispered word. But you must understand this truth. I do not release the next chapter while your heart still clings to the last one. You wanted me to open new doors, but your hands were full of what I already asked you to lay down. I cannot fill what you will not empty. I cannot crown what you will not surrender. Delay sharpens your discernment. Delay deepens your roots. Delay is the sacred hallway between the asking and the unveiling. Do not despise the waiting room, my beloved. That is where I do some of my greatest work in you. I am not just preparing the blessing for you. I am preparing you for the blessing. And if I gave it too soon, it would crush what I desire to strengthen. You have felt weary, haven't you? You've looked around and watched others receive what you're still waiting for. And your heart has whispered, "Did God forget me?" My answer is this: I have not forgotten. I have been working in silence, planting answers beneath the surface where you cannot yet see. You see stillness, but I see strategy. You see delay, but I see divine alignment. Lift your eyes. Stop measuring my faithfulness by how fast things happen. My promises are not microwaved. They are marinated. I build slowly because I build securely. I withhold not out of cruelty, but out of carefulness. Would you want a fruit that looks ripe but is still bitter on the inside? Neither would I offer you something that appears ready but is not yet worthy of the glory I intend to reveal. So rejoice in the not yet. Dance in the silence. Praise while you wait. My child, you are not denied. You are being aligned. You are not forgotten. You are being formed. You are not behind. You are on holy ground, waiting for the curtain to rise. Trust this. I do not let one moment fall wasted. I do not pause without purpose. When you feel nothing is happening, I am doing more than you can imagine. Let go of the lie that delay equals rejection. Let go of the bitterness trying to take root in your waiting. Lift your spirit. Open your heart again. The door I closed was not the only one I can open. The stage is not empty. I am simply setting the lights, ranging the scene, and choosing the perfect time to bring you forward. I do not do early, and I never arrive late. I am always right on time. Believe it now. I am working in your delay. I am orchestrating something greater than your prayers dared to request. You will look back and say, God, you were right all along. And in that moment, joy will flood your soul like a river loosed from the mountains. To wait with hope. Wait with fire. Wait with holy expectation. I promise you, delayed is not denied. My child, listen to me. Who you are is not determined by what closed. Your worth is not defined by what didn't work out. That opportunity was not your identity. That job, that relationship, that platform, they were never the foundation of your value. I am. I have always been. Before that door ever opened, I called you mine. And now that it's closed, my love for you has not changed by one fraction of a breath. You have mourned what slipped away. You've questioned whether it was a reflection of your failure, of your unworthiness, of some hidden flaw. But hear me now. I closed the door, not because you were unworthy of it, but because it was unworthy of you. You are not defined by a title, a salary, a role, or a relationship. You are defined by my voice, my blood, my covenant. I chose you before the foundation of the world. I knew you fully, completely, intimately, and still, I loved you. Nothing about that door changes the sacred truth of your identity. You are my image bearer, my creation, my royal heir. You are seated in heavenly places. You carry my spirit. You shine with my glory. And I will not let your identity be swallowed by a label that was never meant to last. Let me ask you, did that door become your mirror? Did you begin to see yourself only through its frame? Then I had to shatter it. I had to break the illusion so you could see yourself through my eyes again. I had to remove what distorted your reflection. My child, do not anchor your self-worth to something that shifts. Ground yourself in me, the rock eternal. Come now, release the lie that says, I am nothing without it. You are everything to me. And in my hands, you are being shaped, not for applause, but for eternal purpose. Let your soul breathe again. You are not what didn't work out. You are who I formed in secret, woven together with intention and glory. You are the one I whisper to in the night, the one I sing over with love, the one I walk with through the fire. Do not let man's opinion shape your soul. Do not let rejection write your name. Come back to me. Sit in my presence and hear what I say about you. You are beloved. You are chosen. You are enough because I am more than enough in you. Now stand tall. You do not belong to a closed door. You belong to the King. And I will lead you into places where your worth is not questioned but celebrated. But first, let me rebuild your foundation, not on circumstances but on truth. You are not the door. You are my child. And nothing can close that. My beloved, hear me now. I am not punishing you. This is not wrath. This is not rejection. This is positioning. I closed that door not to hurt you, but to align you. You asked me to use you. You prayed for me to make your life count. So now I'm doing what must be done to prepare you. And sometimes alignment feels like loss. Sometimes the greatest positioning comes through the deepest shaking. I know you've wondered, why does this feel like punishment? Because the pain is real. The letting go is hard. But trust this. I only cut away what hinders your purpose. I prune what has grown wild. I remove what is no longer fruitful. I don't discard you. I refine you. I don't abandon you. I transform you. My fire doesn't destroy. It purifies. And this fire you feel, it is my holy hand shaping you for something more. I am not finished with you. I am preparing you for assignments you don't yet know about, for impact you haven't yet imagined. And in order to carry the weight of what's coming, I must build your strength now. You are not being cast aside. You are being carved into a vessel of honor. Let me reframe your thinking. That closed door wasn't rejection, it was redirection. I turned you away from one path to place your feet on another. And though you cannot yet see where it leads, I promise you this: my paths are always higher, always wiser, always rooted in eternal love. Feel the shift. Feel the pull. That's me positioning you. I'm moving the pieces around you, changing your environment, disrupting the routine. I am unrooting you from places that dulled your vision. You've grown too familiar with the ordinary, but I have called you to the extraordinary. And to walk in that, I must separate you from comfort and call you into the unknown. So don't shrink back. Don't resist the movement. Don't interpret the closing as rejection. Trust the shift. Embrace the divine reordering. I am setting you up for encounters, alignments, and breakthroughs that your prayers could not have orchestrated on their own. Let go of the guilt. Release the shame. I am not punishing you, I am promoting you. The shaking is a sign that I am near. The unsettledness is the evidence that you're being prepared. You're stepping into something greater, and this is how it begins. Follow me, even when the path doesn't make sense. Trust me, even when the door slams shut. I know the way. I am the way. And I am not done. I am only just beginning. You are being positioned, and what's ahead is greater than what you left behind. My child, I see deeper than you can see. I hear what your heart doesn't speak aloud. I felt the slow erosion happening within you, the silent weariness, the subtle heaviness pressing against your chest. You didn't know how much of you was leaking out day by day. You had become used to the strain, numb to the noise, acquainted with what slowly dimmed your light. So I stepped in. You thought it was sudden, but I had been watching it for a long time. That place, that connection, that pursuit, it was draining the very strength I poured into you. It was feeding on your peace, blurring your clarity, weakening your spirit. You tried to call it loyalty. You wrapped it in the name of perseverance. But I could see it was poisoning your joy. And because I love you far too deeply to let anything deplete what I breathe into you, I removed it. Yes, I removed what you tried to carry. Not because you failed, not because you weren't strong enough, but because even the strongest vessel must be guarded from leaks. I saw how it tugged at your attention, pulled you away from your purpose, and kept you surviving instead of thriving. You deserve more. So I intervened. You asked me to make you whole. I answered by removing what fractured you. You asked me for peace. I responded by separating you from what kept your soul in unrest. You prayed for revival. I started by cleansing the source of your exhaustion. And though it hurt, though you mourned it, know this, it was an act of mercy. You were walking around with hidden fatigue. You gave so much of yourself to something that gave little in return. You silenced your own ache just to keep things together. But that was never your burden to bear. You are not called to sacrifice your calling just to sustain dysfunction. You are not made to starve in spirit just to keep others full. So I took it. I closed the chapter. I ended the assignment. I moved you away from what was slowly dimming the fire I had placed within you. And though at first it felt like loss, what you're feeling now, this breath, this lightness, this unexpected peace. That's what restoration feels like. That's what healing breathes like. Now look at yourself. Look at the way your mind is clearing. Feel the stillness settling where chaos used to sit. Notice the clarity returning to your mornings. That's me. I'm reviving you. I'm pulling the thorns from your spirit. I'm teaching your heart how to rest again. You don't have to keep proving your worth through struggle. You don't need to earn love through exhaustion. I see you. I approve of you. I want you well. You were not created to constantly be poured out with no refilling. Let me fill you again. Now breathe. Let go. Let me continue removing anything that starves your soul. You're stepping into a season of replenishment. The drought is ending. The depletion is over. I will be your source, and you will overflow once more. My child, do not turn away now. I have not finished speaking. To stop here would be to silence the healing I am still releasing. If you walk away now, you will carry questions I am still answering, wounds I am still mending. Stay close. I am just beginning to uncover the deeper truth you've prayed for in silence. My beloved, growth does not always come in sunlight. Transformation does not always happen in crowds or applause. Some of my greatest work in you is done when no one is watching, when the world seems silent, when the light feels distant, when even your prayers return in echoes. You've mistaken this season for abandonment, but I tell you now, it is consecration. I led you into this hidden place on purpose, not to punish you, not to isolate you, but to form you without the noise, to shape you where your identity would not be distracted by the gaze of others. I needed you to grow in the dark because that is where roots take hold. That is where resilience is born. You cried out, "Why can't I see the way?" And I answered, "Because I'm teaching you to walk by faith, not by visibility." When the path is lit, faith becomes sight. But in the dark, faith becomes a fire. I am not distant here. I am closer than ever. I am with you in the silence, breathing revelation in the hush, igniting depth in the stillness. You think the silence means nothing is happening, but I say, this is where everything is happening. I have wrapped you in a season of holy obscurity because I care more about your capacity than your speed. The roots I'm building in you now will sustain the fruit that is coming. You've asked me for more. I'm answering by anchoring you deeper. Let the darkness be sacred. Let it be your classroom. You are not buried. You are planted. And what grows in hiddenness carries strength that no storm can destroy. I am detoxing your spirit from distractions. I am sharpening your discernment. I am preparing your voice to carry weight, your heart to carry nations, your hands to carry glory. When the lights return, you will emerge not just seen, but transformed. Not just ready, but refined. This is not delay. This is divine design. I shielded you from visibility because premature exposure would have weakened what I'm now fortifying. Trust my timing. Trust the process. Trust that the dark is not your enemy. It is your sanctuary. You are growing right now in ways you cannot yet measure. You are becoming someone deeper, wiser, unshakable. You don't need to see evidence to believe in me. You need to trust that I never waste anything, not even the dark. Stay with me here. Listen. Learn. Let the soil do its work. The harvest is coming, but this is the holy root work that will sustain it. You are becoming more than you asked to be, and I am with you in every unseen moment. You asked me for newness. You cried out for change, for a fresh wind, for a door that would open into greater things. And now you stand in the echo of something I removed, wondering why it had to end. My child, listen. How can I pour into hands that won't release the old? How can I clothe you with what's new while you wear what's been worn thin? I am not cruel. I am intentional. I will not give you something sacred while your arms are wrapped around what cannot hold your future. So I cleared space. I stripped away what once served you but no longer serves the season ahead. I made room, not to punish you but to prepare. You see absence. I see availability. You see what left. I see what's now possible. I know it hurts to lose the familiar. But what is familiar is not always what is fruitful. And you were carrying the weight of expired assignments, lingering attachments, and yesterday's identity. I had to make space for what carries the fragrance of heaven. Some things could not come while your heart was still entangled. I will not place fresh oil into cracked vessels. I renew from the inside out. So I began with the clearing. You called it loss, but I call it readiness. Let me be clear. You are not empty, you are open. You are not forgotten. You are being furnished. The room that feels quiet now will soon echo with new laughter, new anointing, new vision, new people. I prune so you can bloom. I remove so you can receive. And every subtraction is tied to a coming multiplication. Let go of what I removed. Stop asking me to revive what I have already buried. What is coming will not fit inside the shell of what was. And if you continue reaching backward, you'll miss what is standing right before you. The old door was not big enough for the blessing I am sending. Stand still. Let me fill the space I've cleared. The new is not delayed. It's descending. Slowly, steadily, with heavenly weight. And when it arrives, you'll understand why I had to tear down what you once called safe. You'll realize I was making room for a glory too vast to dwell in cramped places. So, open wide, my child. Let your faith stretch. Let your hands rise. Let your heart expand. I am doing a new thing, not in theory, but in reality. You will see it. You will touch it. And you will say, this was worth the wait. My child, you cried for that door to open. You pleaded. You fought. You even adjusted your heart to fit inside something I never built. And when it slammed shut, confusion wrapped around you like a cloak. But I tell you now with clarity, that door was not from me. You judged it by appearance, but I saw its foundation. I watched as it stood on the unstable ground of compromise. I tested it, and it failed. So I closed it. I will not lead you into something that looks like light, but is full of shadows. I will not allow you to walk through a threshold painted with promises but built on deception. You mistook opportunity for confirmation. But not every open path is a holy path. Not everything that sparkles is born of my spirit. I know how easy it is to confuse momentum for calling. That is why I intervened. I know the schemes hidden beneath what seemed good. I discern what you cannot. I hear the motives behind the words, the intentions woven beneath the actions, the snares waiting beneath the smile. You were drawn my potential. I was warning you of consequence. And though my no hurt you deeply, I gave it to heal you completely. A door looked safe. It offered approval, comfort, access. But it also carried spiritual decay, emotional erosion, and a quiet detour from your calling. It would have buried you slowly, one compromise at a time, one distraction after another. And I love you too deeply to let you chase what was never laced with my presence. Do not weep over what I shut. Rejoice that I revealed it in time. You asked me to lead you, so I removed what would lead you astray. You prayed for discernment, so I stripped away the disguise. A door was not wrong because it was hard. It was wrong because it was hollow. It was not closed because you were unworthy. It was closed because I was protecting your destiny. Let this be your awakening. Learn the weight of discernment. Lean into my whispers before you lean into opportunity. I am not just the God of blessing. I am the God of boundary. I do not simply open doors. I guard gates. I shield purposes. I secure paths that align with my truth, not your feelings. Now, release it completely. Stop waiting for it to reopen. I sealed it with finality because I knew what it would cost you to stay. There is no peace outside of my will. There is no safety in what I have not sanctioned. Walk away with confidence, not regret. You are not rejected. You are rescued. You are not behind. You are preserved. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. What was not of me had to go, so that what is of me can come. And what I have for you will not lead you into confusion, but into clarity. It will not bind your soul. It will bless it. Now lift your head. Keep walking. Greater doors await. My child, trust is not birthed in the easy places. It does not bloom in certainty. It is forged in the unseen, strengthened when everything you thought you needed fades and all that remains is me. You feel the tension of the unknown, the ache of unanswered prayers, the silence where you expected thunder. But this silence is sacred. It is the furnace where trust is formed. You have walked by sight long enough. You have relied on signs, confirmations, and outcomes. But now I am calling you into deeper waters, where your feet no longer touch the bottom, and your soul must lean fully on mine. I'm stripping away the props that made you feel secure but secretly kept you from leaning on me entirely. Not because I want you unstable, but because I want you unshakable. Trust begins where control ends. And you, my child, have tried to hold too many reins. You have prayed for my will while still planning your own. You have declared surrender, but clung to your understanding. I do not shame you for this. I understand the fragility of the human heart. But now I call you higher, into maturity, into the wild beauty of faith. When I closed that door, I extended an invitation, not to despair but to devotion, not to panic but to presence. I'm not hiding from you. I'm walking beside you. And I'm using this very moment to show you that even when you cannot trace my hand, you can trust my heart. Do not fear the unfamiliar. It is in the unknown that I reveal myself most clearly. The Israelites knew my power in Egypt, but they knew my presence in the wilderness. You know me as provider, but now you will know me as shepherd. You've seen my miracles, but now you will learn my ways. And my ways are good, even when they feel uncomfortable. You don't need all the answers. You need me. You don't need the blueprint. You need the builder. You don't need the door you expected. You need the one who holds every key. Let me prove myself faithful. Let me show you that I am not only good in the blessing, I am good in the breaking, in the waiting, in the shifting. Right now, I am building something in you that outcomes cannot give. I am weaving a faith that storms cannot shake. I am anchoring your identity not in open doors, but in open heavens. And this will carry you further than any earthly opportunity ever could. Come closer. Trust me, not with part of your heart, but with all of it. Let go of your timelines. Release your conditions. Step fully into the flow of my spirit. I will not let you fall. I will not leave you stranded. You will not drown in the deep. I will lift you. This is the lesson beneath the loss, to trust me completely, to follow without knowing, to rest without proof. And when you do, you will find that I was always enough, more than enough. There are seasons, my child, that were never meant to last forever. There are chapters I authored to shape you, stretch you, train you, but not to define your whole story. You are mourning something I completed, and I understand your tears. I hold them gently, but you must know, the ending was on purpose. That place, that role, that version of you, it served its purpose. It did what I intended. It taught you what you needed to learn. It brought you to a threshold. And now, I have called you to move. That season was a womb. It carried you, protected you, developed you. But if you stay too long, what once nurtured will begin to restrict. You've been sensing the discomfort. You felt the tension. That's not failure. That's transition. What once fit now feels tight because you are growing. And growth demands release. You've outgrown that season because you were never meant to remain in it. My glory moves forward, and so must you. Do not try to resurrect what I have buried. Do not pray for me to reanimate what I have already removed. When I close a season, I do so in wisdom. I see the timeline you cannot. I know what lies ahead, and I cannot bring you into the new if you keep romanticizing the old. Let go with gratitude. Thank me for what that time gave you, for the relationships, the lessons, the memories, and then release them. You are not leaving failure. You are graduating. You are not stepping away from purpose. You are stepping into the next phase of it. My child, I am the God of completion. I do not leave threads hanging. When I end something, it is because I have fulfilled what I intended through it. And now, I am calling you forward. Your destiny is not behind you. It is rising on the horizon. Do not grieve what has finished. Celebrate that it served you. The door closed because it had nothing left to give. And I am a God who calls you from glory to glory, not from nostalgia to stagnation. There is fresh oil for this next chapter. There is a new wing, a new name, a new authority awaiting you. You are not being cut off. You are being called up. The season is complete, but the story continues. Lift your eyes. Set your feet. The next chapter is already written, and I will walk with you into every line. I see your heart wavering, but this is where your roots go deeper. Don't leave me mid-sentence. What I'm about to reveal carries the clarity you've begged me for in the night. If you leave now, you'll carry only half the promise and none of the completion. Honor my voice. Keep listening. I'm still unfolding your breakthrough. My child, if my words are opening your eyes to the season I've just ended, then I invite you to become part of the new I am beginning. You've prayed. Use me, Lord, and now I say, this is how I'm answering you. Every super thanks you give, every seed you sow, becomes a spark of light in someone else's darkness. This is not a donation. It is a divine planting. It is oil poured out, fire released, manna carried to souls still wandering in desert places. I am the Lord of the harvest, and I promise, I will not forget your gift. I will multiply your offering in peace, in protection, in favor that covers your household like morning dew. Now act, click, give, and watch what I do through you. Partner with me, and let another soul hear. That door closed, but heaven is opening. My child, you are not ordinary. You were not formed for the fleeting or the shallow. I wove you together with precision, crafting you for a calling that cannot afford compromise. The door I closed was not random. It was a shield, forged by my hand to protect what I planted deep inside you. I saw what that path would cost. I calculated the weight it would add to your soul, the distractions it would bring to your spirit, the ways it would quietly pull you from what I anointed you to become. You prayed for impact. You asked to be used by me. You told me you would follow wherever I led. So I answered by guarding your assignment. That door may have appeared as an opportunity, but it was a detour cleverly masked as destiny. That would have fractured your focus, diluted your voice, and rerouted your legacy. I couldn't let it rob you. Purpose demands protection. And I, the one who designed you, know the value of your life's direction more than anyone else. I do not allow anything to come near your calling that will fracture its foundation. I am not just walking with you. I am defending the very reason you breathe. You carry too much eternal significance for me to stay silent when danger threatens your trajectory. That path may have brought visibility, comfort, even praise, but at the expense of your purpose. It would have granted temporary applause while stripping away long-term authority. You cannot walk in divine fullness while entertaining doors that offer partial truth. I am not raising you for performance. I am raising you for power. And power must be protected. You are chosen for impact, not convenience. And with that calling comes a weight of divine responsibility. That is why I am ruthless with what tries to compromise it. I will never allow counterfeit purpose to masquerade as calling. I see what you cannot. And even when it seems like I've taken something from you, understand, I'm defending something within you. Let go of what I've removed. Stop asking why that door didn't open. It didn't open because I know what I've built inside you. I'm not here to make your life impressive. I'm here to make it eternal. You were designed to shift atmospheres, to break chains, to move in a power that cannot be explained by human terms. And anything that weakens that fire, I will remove. You are not missing out. You are being preserved. You are not overlooked. You are being hidden until the moment I reveal you with holy clarity. Your calling will not be delayed by a closed door. In fact, that closing was a divine reroute to ensure nothing derails the destiny I etched into your soul. Stay close to me. Stay aligned. Stay ready. You have no idea what I'm protecting you for. You almost accepted less than what I designed for you. You nearly gave your yes to something that looked good enough but wasn't born of my spirit. My child, I stepped in not to hurt your heart, but to heal your perspective. You were inches from settling, not because you didn't believe in me, but because you began to forget what you were truly made for. I didn't form you in the secret place so you could live in shadows. I didn't fill you with my breath just so you could survive. I poured myself into you for greatness, kingdom greatness, not earthly imitation. And when I saw you starting to adjust your crown to fit into spaces too small, I moved swiftly. You prayed for my will. You asked for my best. But your heart, tired of waiting, started making peace with the partial. I saw how hope fatigue crept in like fog, how the weight of unanswered prayers bent your back, how the silence began to sound like rejection. So when the door offered ease, you reached. But I could not let you take hold of what would steal your inheritance. Settling is not peace. It is surrendering my promise for temporary relief. And I love you too much to watch you make an idol of what offers security but no sanctification. That relationship, that offer, that compromise, it couldn't hold the weight of your calling. It would have satisfied your emotions but starved your spirit. I closed the door because it couldn't carry you into what I prepared. And if I had let it remain open, you would have built your life around something designed to expire. I removed not to punish but to preserve. And what I'm preserving is not just your journey, it's your soul. You are meant to walk in rooms that require faith, not permission. You are meant to carry a fire that burns so brightly, no false comfort can extinguish it. You were never made to settle, you were made to soar. And anything beneath that standard must be stripped away, not embraced. Trust me. You are not losing out. You are not missing a blessing. You are escaping the boundaries of almost. I have more. Not just in quantity, but in quality. I am not offering you a fraction of a promise. I am delivering the fullness of what I promised before time began. So lift your head. Refuse to bow to the fear of what if. I will never remove what is best for you. I will never deny you to diminish you. My no is making space for yes that will shake you with joy. You are not made for mediocrity. You are crafted for majesty. And I am saving you from everything that would make you forget that. My child, your hunger for answers has grown louder than your hunger for me. Your pursuit of outcomes has begun to overshadow your pursuit of intimacy. And though your prayers were sincere, I saw how that door slowly became your focus, how it started to shape your identity and define your joy. I could not let it take my place. I closed that door not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I wanted to bring you home. I wanted your heart, not your performance. I long for communion, not transaction. You began to see me as the gateway to the blessing instead of the blessing itself. And that broke my heart. You were never created to chase results. You were made to abide in relationship. You are my child, not my employee. I don't love you more when doors open or less when they close. I love you because you are mine. And I will not allow anything to become an idol in your heart. Not even a good thing. Not even a God-promised thing. That door became more than a desire. It became a dependence. Your peace started to rise and fall with its status. And when that happens, I step in. Not to tear you down, but to realign your soul. Because if something else controls your peace, it's ruling your heart. And I desire to be your anchor, not your afterthought. So I removed it. I silenced it. I let it fall, not because I'm angry, but because I'm jealous. For your affection, for your attention, for your heart. I want you to want me again, not what I give, not what I can open, but simply me. In me there is rest. In me there is joy that never hinges on circumstance. In me you find the purpose you thought was tied to the door. Let this be your awakening. Come back to the secret place. Sit with me not to get answers, but to be held. Seek my face, not my hand. You'll find more in one moment of my presence than in a lifetime of unlocked doors. You'll find that when your heart is rooted in me, nothing can shake you. Not loss, not delay, not silence. Return to your first love. Let me be enough again. Not just when blessings flow, but when all else is quiet. I am here. I never left. And this closed door, it was my mercy calling you back to what matters most. Seek me first, and everything else will follow. My child, what you are walking through is not simply about you. It's about every chain that preceded you, every silent struggle that passed through bloodlines, every pattern that dressed itself in normalcy but carried spiritual bondage. I didn't just close that door to redirect your path. I closed it to confront what has long hindered your family. You may not have language for it, but I do. What you call coincidence, I call confrontation. What you call timing, I call generational deliverance. You were born not just to live but to liberate. And that means I had to interrupt the cycle. The same brokenness that wrapped around those who came before you will not wrap around you. I have set my fire in your bones for a reason. You are not just the answer to your prayers. You are the interruption to patterns that went unchallenged for generations. A door was not just a door. It was a gateway to repetition. It carried familiar pain dressed in different form. Had I let you walk through it, you would have found yourself repeating what others endured, tolerating what others normalized. So I stepped in. I said enough. I drew a bloodline in the spirit and said, this far, no further. You asked me why it hurt. I tell you now, the pain was the sound of the cycle breaking. You felt the tearing because I was removing what never belonged to you. You are not bound to their story. You are not cursed by their outcome. I have chosen you to write a new chapter, and to write it clean. But to do that, I needed to close what looked right but was rooted in dysfunction. I needed to confront the lie that told you this is just how it is. No, my child, that is not your portion. That is not your destiny. I am not just calling you forward, I am calling you apart. Apart from the pain. Apart from the silence. Apart from the generational exhaustion that camouflaged itself as tradition. I am rewriting your lineage through your obedience. I'm not only blessing you, I'm blessing everything that comes from you. What you surrender today becomes freedom for your children tomorrow. What you walk away from now becomes the testimony your grandchildren will build on. So trust me, even when it feels like you're walking alone, even when the enemy whispers that you're abandoning history, I assure you, you're preserving legacy. You are not betraying your past, you're healing it by choosing a future infused with truth. Let me break what broke them. Let me free what held them. Let me shape in you a bloodline that begins to breathe the atmosphere of heaven. You are not a prisoner to generational patterns. You are a pioneer of generational promise. Now move forward, not as the continuation of what was, but as the beginning of what will be. I see what you cannot. I hold what you only hope to grasp. I stand in eternity, speaking over moments that have not yet arrived. When I closed that door, you saw an ending. But I saw a redirection in perfect alignment with what I already authored. I do not write haphazardly. I do not orchestrate in confusion. I know the end from the beginning, and I craft every chapter with purpose, not panic. You see a single frame. I see the full film. You mourn what slipped away, but I rejoice over what's being prepared. You ask, why now? I respond, because I know what's next. I am not bound by your timeline. I created time, and I weave it into a tapestry that cannot be unraveled by closed doors or delayed outcomes. I've heard your questions. I know how your heart trembles in uncertainty. But I assure you, nothing surprises me. No detour disrupts my plan. No delay disqualifies my promise. I factored in your doubts, your detours, even your denials. And I still say my plans for you stand. The door you wanted, it didn't lead where you thought. Had I allowed it to remain open, you would have ended up in a place far removed from the fulfillment I destined. I closed it not because you were wrong, but because I am right, and I am protective. You are not wandering. You are being rerouted with sovereign accuracy. I see the ripple effects of every decision, every step, every word. Nothing escapes my view. You are never lost in my plan, even when you feel lost in your own thoughts. I am not making this up as I go. I am unfolding a design that has been sealed in my heart since before the world began. Let go of the pressure to figure everything out. Let go of the fear that one closed door ruins everything. I do not write incomplete stories. I do not leave my children with unfinished promises. What I started, I will finish. What I began, I will complete. This detour is a setup. This delay is a reset. This closing is the pivot that leads you into acceleration. I am not just trying to get you somewhere. I'm preparing you to become someone. Someone who walks in authority. Someone who carries weight. Someone who trusts me above their senses. You can rest. Not because you know how it all unfolds, but because you know the one who wrote the end before the beginning ever started. Trust that I've already seen your finish, and I still chose you. You've come too far to walk away now. Heaven is leaning in, and my spirit is still pressing words into your spirit. If you stop here, it will not just delay your understanding, it will grieve what I'm trying to restore in your soul. Let me finish this work. Let me speak what the next chapter needs you to know. Comfort is temporary, but character lasts through eternity. You asked me to open that door because you thought it would ease your burden. But I saw what you couldn't see, that without refinement, elevation would crush you. Without internal strength, external success would consume you. So I closed the door, not because I wanted to deny you, but because I needed to develop you. You prayed for promotion. I answered with pruning. You asked for breakthrough. I responded with pressure. You desired the mountaintop. I began with the valley. And this wasn't a denial. It was preparation. I build from the inside out, not the outside in. I do not promote without preparing. I do not release platforms without forming pillars. And pillars are carved, not wished into being. What you're walking through now is holy resistance. Not to block you, but to build you. I am forming the muscles of patience, the sinews of humility, the bones of unwavering faith. I am stretching your capacity so you can carry what's coming without it collapsing under its own weight. That door you wanted, it would have celebrated your potential but bypassed your process. It would have applauded your gifts while ignoring your gaps. I care too deeply about you to fast-track what needs to be forged. I do not rush what is holy. I temper it. Right now, your character is being set like iron in the fire. The heat you feel is not destruction. It's divine shaping. I'm removing the impurities of ego. I'm melting away insecurity. I'm welding your identity to truth so tightly that no lie can pull it apart. Do not resist the refining. Do not despise the shaping. I am not withholding from you. I am strengthening you. You will thank me when you realize that what I withheld preserved your integrity. You will praise me when you see that what I delayed matured your heart. You are not being overlooked. You are being overhauled. And when I open the next door, you will not enter as you are now, but as one who has been purified, anchored, ready. I will not place you in places of influence until your roots go deeper than applause can reach. So let me work. Let me sculpt. Let me chisel away every part of you that cannot withstand the glory of what's next. I love you too much to give you ease over endurance, comfort over character, temporary applause over eternal authority. You are not being broken, you are being built. My child, I remember the night you whispered, "Have your way." I remember the moment you said, "Not my will, but yours." You didn't know it then, but I took you seriously. I received that prayer as a covenant, not a casual request, but a holy contract written in the language of surrender. When I closed that door, I fulfilled what you asked of me. It didn't look like your dream, but it sounded like your obedience. You wanted alignment, not just approval. You desired purpose, not popularity. And I, your father, honored every syllable. I did not forget your surrender when the pain of the outcome arrived. I didn't reverse your prayer when silence came after the shut door. I moved according to your invitation, because you gave me permission to lead without limitation. You asked for my will, and my will often offends logic before it reveals purpose. It will not always feel comfortable, but it will always bear fruit. It won't always line with what others have blown, but it will always anchor and truly matters. My will doesn't bend to cultural metrics or emotional cravings. It answers to eternity. That door closed not as punishment, but as the unfolding of your petition. You said, "Use me." I responded by reshaping you. You said, "I trust you." I answered by redirecting you. You said, "Lead me." I responded by pruning you. Do not shrink back from what you once surrendered for. Do not regret the cost of your yes. Every altar comes with fire, and you placed your will on that altar. So I consumed what could not remain and purified what could. I am not silent because I am distant. I'm silent because the stillness refines the roots of your surrender. I'm not ignoring your tears. I'm watering your future with them. Let this be your confidence. I am faithful to my part of the covenant. I will never manipulate your surrender to destroy you. I will only shape it to mature you. I will never take from you what leads to death and call it discipline. I will only remove what delays destiny and call it love. So stand firm in the fire. This is not the end of your faith, it is the fulfillment of it. I know what I'm doing with your surrender. I'm forging a vessel fit for kingdom weight. I'm preparing you for doors that require a soul too anchored to be shaken by applause or rejection. You asked for my will, and this is it. Not the closed door, not the missed opportunity, but the deeper trust, the refined purpose, the restructured identity. And when I bring you into the next door, you'll carry not just a vision, but my heart. You asked me to guide you, not realizing that my guidance would require more than open doors. It would demand spiritual discernment. I didn't close that door to confuse you. I closed it to sharpen your senses. You prayed for wisdom. I responded by letting your expectations fall apart, so you would finally hear my whisper above the noise. Discernment doesn't grow in comfort. It's born in the friction between what looks good and what is good. It matures in the gap between what you want and what I ordain. A door seemed promising. It looked harmless, but beneath its surface was compromise stitched in silence. You saw the surface. I saw the spirit behind it. I'm not raising you to be impressed. I'm raising you to be discerning. You are not called to follow the crowd. You are called to follow my voice. And my voice will not always confirm your feelings. It will not flatter your desires, but it will protect your calling. You didn't miss an opportunity. You gained sight. You didn't lose momentum. You gained clarity. That no was the sound of my spirit teaching you to pause before you assume. I am training you not just to recognize doors, but to evaluate their origin. Not every opportunity is divine. Not every invitation is holy. You are growing past the surface. You are maturing beyond emotional decision-making. I want you to test every spirit. I want you to measure every open space against my truth. Because the next season of your life requires precision, not popularity. Alignment, not assumption. Truth, not trend. You may feel like you're standing in delay, but you are standing in training. I'm sharpening your spirit to recognize deception before it has a chance to flourish. I'm helping you hear my voice with clarity so that no counterfeit can steal your yes. This process is not punishment. It's preparation. You will soon enter rooms where discernment is more valuable than talent. You will encounter decisions where the stakes are higher than approval. I want you to know when to move, not because the door is open, but because the Spirit confirms it. So sit with me in the space. Ask me what I think before you ask for anyone else's opinion. Wait until peace anchors you, not pressure. Let my voice become familiar, not occasional. You're not behind schedule. You're being equipped for spiritual accuracy. Every denied opportunity becomes divine mentorship when you see through the lens of eternity. I'm not just building your life, I'm forging your discernment. And in a world of noise, that will be your greatest weapon. You have felt the distance. You sensed the unfamiliar separation. You wondered why certain people left, why the circle shrank, why the recognition you once had disappeared like mist in the morning sun. You didn't fail. You didn't fall. You were being set apart. I didn't call you to blend in. I didn't choose you for the comfort of conformity. I marked you for something that cannot be accomplished by those who settle for being liked over being aligned. The closed door didn't isolate you. It sanctified you. It drew you into consecration. And I did it because I am preparing to place weight upon your life that requires a soul uncompromised by crowd-pleasing. You asked me for influence, but true influence requires consecration. You asked me for authority, but true authority requires distinction. I cannot elevate you without separating you. You are not called to be ordinary. You are not fashioned for echoing culture. You are forged to carry kingdom clarity. The path I've designed for you cannot be traveled with divided loyalty. So I began to strip away what diluted your fire. I removed attachments that weakened your purity. I shut doors that gave you applause but threatened your anointing. I separated you to strengthen you. Set apart comes before set above. And those who walk in holiness must first walk through hiddenness. You're not being punished. You're being purified. You're not being overlooked. You're being preserved. I hid you not because you weren't ready, but because what I'm forming in you must be untouched by worldly compromise. I closed the door that offered attention because it lacked substance. I shut the path that led to promotion because it lacked character. I said no to opportunities that would have exalted you without transforming you. And now, I am calling you deeper, into stillness, into fire, into the narrow way that few choose, but that leads to eternal weight. This is not exile. This is elevation through sanctification. I will reveal you in my time, but first, I must root you in identity that cannot be shaken by platform or performance. Let me finish this work. Do not rush the unveiling. The world doesn't need another echo. It needs a voice born in the secret place. You are not missing out. You are being molded. You are not forgotten. You are being fashioned. I am setting you apart now so that when the door opens next, no power of hell, no wave of culture, no counterfeit promise can unseat what I have established within you. Let this refining complete its course. You were never meant to blend in. You were born to stand apart. You felt the jolt. You heard the silence. You stared at the door long after it shut, hoping perhaps it would open again. But I was not behind that door anymore. I had already stepped ahead of you. What seemed like an ending was a divine pivot. What felt like rejection was sacred preservation. I did not close that door to leave you wandering. I closed it because I had something greater waiting beyond what you could currently comprehend. That chapter had reached its completion. A grace for it lifted. The flow stopped. And in my mercy, I intervened before you built a future around what I had only assigned for a moment. You may have wept, questioned, and wrestled with the unknown. But hear me now. I shut that door because a better one is already forming beneath the surface of your delay. Do not mistake the pause for punishment. Do not confuse my silence for absence. I am working in realms you cannot see, in dimensions beyond your understanding. While you've been questioning what left, I've been preparing what's next. While your heart lingered at the threshold of disappointment, I was carving out a space your name was already written upon. You asked me to guide you. So I removed what would have glorified your ambition but drained your purpose. You asked me to bless you. So I withheld what would have broken you. You asked me for peace. So I denied the open door that would have stolen your rest and buried you in cycles you weren't meant to carry. I saw the future of that opportunity, and I knew it would fracture your strength. So I clothed it, not as a denial of destiny, but as a redirection into deeper design. I was not dismantling your path, I was correcting your course. The road I prepared requires your full attention, your whole surrender, and the complete version of who you are becoming. What's ahead is not simply different. It is destined. It is carved in clarity, wrapped in timing, anointed with the oil of my spirit. This next door will not require you to compromise. It will not ask you to shrink. It will not drain your identity. It will expand you. It will stretch your capacity while satisfying your soul. It will bring alignment that carries peace, not just excitement. It will make sense not only to your emotions but to your spirit. Because I authored it, this next door will not open through striving. It will open in stillness, through faithfulness, through your quiet yes in a hidden place. You won't have to force it. You won't have to beg for it. You won't have to convince anyone. When the time comes, it will swing wide, not because you pushed, but because I spoke. I alone hold the key to this door, and I unlock it in sovereign timing. You are not waiting in vain. You are being postured for unveiling. So release the fear of missing out. Let go of the bitterness wrapped around your memory of the closed one. That door was not your final chance. That door was not the measure of my favor. That door was not the fullness of your story. It was merely a page turning. And what I'm writing now surpasses everything you tried to create on your own. I am the God who exceeds. The God who sees the unseen. The God who opens when no man can shut and shuts when no man can open. I am moving with precision, not haste. I am orchestrating fulfillment, not fragments. I am not done, not with your life, not with your dreams, not with your destiny. I'm just getting started. Step away from the memory of the former. Step into expectancy. Not because you understand, but because you trust. The door I'm opening will confirm my faithfulness. It will silence your doubts. It will cause you to look back and whisper, "Thank you for the no." You waited and wept, wondered. Now rise. Prepare your heart. Lift your eyes to me. What is coming will not resemble what left. It will be better. Because I, your God, closed that door not to end you, but to elevate you. And what I open next will remind you why I had to close the last. You've come this far for a reason. I didn't lead you through every closed door just to watch you walk away unchanged. You've asked me, how can I be part of what you're doing? And I answer now, this is your moment. When you give, you don't just support a message. You place my voice in someone else's storm. You break chains. You light the next lamp along another child's path. What you sow today, whether through super thanks, membership, or the PayPal link below, will echo into eternal impact. I will honor your gift with favor, surround your home with my presence, and breathe increase into what you release. Don't delay. Open your hand, and I will open the heavens. Now move, give, and watch me unlock greater things through your obedience. Now, my child, it is your moment to speak back. You have heard my voice. You have felt the weight of my presence in every line. This was not just a word for your ears, it was a word for your spirit. You do not walk away from this unchanged. You rise, renewed. So now, I invite you, respond to me. Speak what you now believe. Declare what your heart is reclaiming. Type it. Say it. Write it as a declaration below. Say, I trust the doors God closed. I believe there is better ahead. I will not settle for less than God's best. The closed door was protection, not punishment. I am aligned with heaven's timing. Let your voice rise in agreement with mine. Engage not as a spectator but as a participant in what I am doing in your life. Let the comment section be your altar, your agreement, your stepping forward. And if this word struck a deep place in you, if you know someone standing before a closed door, unsure and weary, share this with them. Extend my voice beyond your screen. Be the vessel that delivers clarity to the confused, hope to the disappointed, and fire to the fading. You are not alone, and this journey is not over. So go ahead, declare boldly below what I've spoken over you. Let the world know. The door closed because my purpose is protected. Now step forward, my beloved. Your yes is your response, and your declaration is the key. And now, my child, come here. Let us sit together in this silence, in this place that feels so heavy with loss. I see you. I see the brave face you put on for the world, the forced smile you offer when asked how you are. But I also see you when the doors are closed, when the night is quiet, and you are all alone. I see every single tear that escapes your eyes, the ones that fall silently onto your pillow, each one a testament to a hope that feels shattered. Your pain is not invisible to me, my beloved. It is not some small thing I overlook. Every time your heart aches, mine aches with it. I feel the crushing weight of the disappointment that has settled upon your shoulders. You are looking at that closed door, and the finality of it feels like a punch to your very soul. You feel it, don't you? That knot in your stomach, the tightness in your chest that makes it hard to breathe. That isn't from me. Let's undo it together. Your confusion is not hidden from me. I hear the silent questions you are screaming in your heart. Why? Why after all of this? I prayed. I had faith. I thought this was you. Your frustration is a fire in your spirit, and you feel like no one understands. You look at that door, and you don't just see a missed opportunity. You see a future that has been stolen. You had painted a beautiful picture of what life would be like on the other side. You saw peace for your family. You saw an end to the financial pressure that keeps you awake at night. You saw a place of purpose where you would finally feel seen and valued. I know the hope you placed behind that door. It wasn't a casual wish. It was your lifeline, the answer you had been begging for. And now, it feels as if I have not only closed the door but also turned my back on you. Do not for 1 second believe that your pain is insignificant to me. Your sorrow is not an inconvenience. It is an invitation for me to draw closer to you than ever before. The world may tell you to move on, to just get over it, but I am telling you to bring your broken heart to me. Come, let it all out. Your honest, raw, questioning heart is safe with me. Bring me your anger, your confusion, your shattered dreams. My shoulders are broad enough to carry the weight of it all. I am not offended by your questions. In fact, I welcome them. Your honesty does not push me away. It draws me deeper into your struggle, right where I long to be. I am present with you now, right here in the middle of this perceived loss. Pause for a moment. Breathe. Can you feel it? Can you feel my presence wrapping around you like a warm blanket on the coldest night? I have not abandoned you to sift through the ashes of your hope alone. I am here, holding you, whispering truth into your spirit even when you cannot hear it. The hollow space in your chest where your hope used to live. Let me fill it. Let me fill it with my own presence, which is so much more powerful, so much more real than anything that door could have ever offered you. Trust me in this, my precious one. Just for this moment, let go of the need to understand, and simply allow me to be with you in your pain. My beloved child, I need you to listen to me with a heart ready to receive a difficult truth. Lean in close. That door you are mourning, the one that looked so promising and shone so brightly, was not the opportunity you thought it was. From your perspective, you saw a breakthrough, a solution, a grand entrance into the life you have always wanted. But from my vantage point, where I see the beginning and the end, I saw a gilded cage. Yes, it was beautiful. It glittered and seemed to promise everything your heart desired: security, recognition, peace. But it was a cage nonetheless. A place that would have confined you, limited you, and ultimately kept you from the vast, open spaces I have planned for your life. The path that lay beyond that door was far narrower than you could have ever known, and its end was a place far from my presence. It started out looking wide and easy, a clear path to success. But I saw the hidden turns, the places where the road would crumble, leading you to a destination of quiet compromise and spiritual emptiness. Understand this, my precious one. I am redirecting you, not rejecting you. This closed door is not a sign of my displeasure. It is a sign of my deepest, most protective love. I have seen your potential, a potential you yourself do not fully grasp, and I will not allow you to settle for something small when I have created you for something magnificent. The future I have for you is infinitely grander than the small, confining room you so desperately wish to enter. You are weeping for a cottage when I am trying to give you a kingdom. You are pleading for a single street when I am trying to give you the entire city. Your acceptance of my no right now is the very first step you must take to walk into the far greater yes I have waiting for you. This requires a faith that says, even though I do not understand, I trust the one who holds the master plan. That door was a ceiling on what you could become. You would have grown, but only to a certain height. You would have been content, but it would have been the shallow contentment of a comfortable prison. My child, I desire to give you the sky. I want to see you soar in ways you have not yet imagined. But you cannot soar with a ceiling above your head. I had to close that door. I had to remove that limitation so that you could lift your eyes higher. Your focus was becoming fixed on that one single point of access, and you were beginning to define your entire worth and future by whether or not it opened. I am breaking that limited mindset. I am calling you out of the hallway of human striving and into the open field of divine possibility. So turn your face away from the wood and the brass of that closed door. Turn your face toward me, and let me show you the horizon that I see for you. It is vast, it is beautiful, and it has no ceiling. My child, you feel as though I have withheld something good from you, but I am telling you the truth. I have shielded you from a deep and piercing hurt that you were not prepared to endure. My closing of that door was an act of fierce, preemptive rescue. You cannot see what I see from my eternal perspective. You see a lost blessing, I see a tragedy averted. You see a missed connection. I see a heartbreak I have spared you from. Behind that very door, a trial was waiting that would have done more than just disappoint you. It would have stolen your peace for years to come. It would have planted seeds of bitterness and cynicism in the beautiful garden of your heart, and it would have taken a long, painful time to uproot them. I love you too much to allow that. My love is a fortress, and sometimes protecting the one inside means I have to lock a gate. This closed door is one of those gates. You were looking at a garden that seemed lush and inviting, a place where you thought you would flourish. But I saw the serpent hiding in the grass. I saw the hidden motives of people you were ready to trust. I saw the subtle compromise that would have been asked of you, a compromise that would have slowly eroded the beautiful integrity I have been building within you. You were asking for stone, my child, believing it to be bread. You saw something that you thought would nourish you, sustain you, and build your life upon. But I knew it was a stone, hard, lifeless, and incapable of giving you what you truly need. It would have left you hungry and broken. Why would I, your loving Father who desires to give you every good thing, hand you a stone when I have fresh, life-giving bread waiting for you. I am guarding your heart not just from outright attack, but from what would have slowly hardened it over time, leaving it calloused and less able to receive the true love and joy I long to pour into it. This no that feels so sharp and painful right now is one of the most profound expressions of my love you will ever experience. It is the love of a parent pulling a child back from an unseen danger on the road. The child may cry, not understanding why they were stopped, but the parent knows the danger they were saved from. I am that parent, and you are my beloved child. You cannot see the tears I have saved you from crying a year from now. You cannot feel the weight of the burden I have just lifted from your future. But I can, and I ask you to trust me. Trust that my protection is real even when it is invisible. Trust that I am guarding you, guiding you, and keeping you for the incredible purpose I have designed for you. Rest in this, my precious one. Rest in the knowledge that you are being protected by a love that is all-seeing and all-powerful. Your safety is my priority, even when it comes at the cost of your immediate understanding. My child, let us try to look at this from a different view. You are standing on the ground, looking at your life as if through a keyhole, and you can only see this one painful moment, this one locked door. But I, your Father, stand in eternity. I see the end from the very beginning. I see the entire landscape of your life, not just this single, confusing path. What feels to you like a catastrophic ending is, in the grand epic I am writing for your life, merely a turn in the plot. This closed door is a minor detail, a single sentence in a chapter of a book that is destined to have a glorious and triumphant conclusion. You understand, my beloved. Your story is not over simply because this one door has closed. The story is just getting more interesting. My ultimate priority is not your temporary comfort or your immediate happiness. My ultimate priority is your soul's eternal well-being. Sometimes, to protect that eternal destiny, I must allow for temporary disappointment. I am more concerned with who you are becoming than with what you are achieving in this fleeting moment. That opportunity, that relationship, that dream, it was a temporary thing. Your soul is an eternal treasure. I will never sacrifice the eternal for the sake of the temporary. I operate on a timeline that stretches far beyond the fleeting calendars of man. Your life on this earth is but a breath, a vapor. It is an important breath, a critical part of the story, but it is not the whole story. What truly matters is not this particular door, but the ultimate destination to which I am leading you, a place of eternal joy, peace, and communion with me. I need you to trust the author, even when you cannot understand the current chapter. Have you ever read a great story where the hero did not face setbacks? Where there were no moments of confusion, loss, or redirection? Those are the very moments that build the character, that make the final victory so much sweeter. You are the hero of the story I am writing for you, and this moment is part of your heroic journey. One day, you will stand with me in eternity, and you will look back on this very day, on this very door, and you will see it with my eyes. You will see the beautiful tapestry I was weaving, and you will understand how this moment of confusion was a crucial thread. You will see the wisdom and the love behind this closed door, and your heart will overflow with gratitude. So for now, I ask you to borrow from that future perspective. Hold on to the truth that I am good, that I am wise, and that the story I am writing for you has a beautiful ending. Let go of the need to have the whole book now, and just trust me to turn the page. My beloved, do you believe that I am always working for your good? If you do, then you must understand that this moment, this painful waiting in the hallway, is not wasted time. This is a sacred space of cultivation. I am using this experience to produce something in you that is far more valuable than anything that lay behind that door. This is an invitation from me to you, to grow in faith beyond what your eyes can see. It is easy to have faith when doors are swinging open and blessings are flowing. But the faith that truly pleases me, the faith that can move mountains, is the faith that trusts me in the dark. It is the faith that says, I cannot see the path, but I can see my God, and that is enough. Patience is a beautiful fruit of my spirit, but it is a fruit that grows only in the soil of waiting. You have been praying for patience, and now I have given you the opportunity to grow it. This uncomfortable season is the very answer to that prayer. I am teaching you, my child, to depend on me, your provider, not on a single, specific provision. You were beginning to place your hope in that door. You thought that job was your security. You thought that relationship was your source of love. You thought that opportunity was your future. But I am your security. I am your source of love. I am your future. I had to close that door to remind you that I alone am your source. Through this disappointment, you are learning the profound truth that my presence is your true prize, not the presents I give you. Feel the strain of this moment. It is the resistance that is strengthening your spiritual muscles. Just as physical muscles grow stronger only when they push against weight, your spiritual resilience is being forged in the fires of these unmet expectations. You are becoming stronger, more steadfast, more deeply rooted in me. I am preparing you for the journey ahead, a journey that will require a depth of character and a strength of spirit that you are now developing. Do not despise this process. Do not rush the training. I am building a foundation in you that can support the weight of the incredible blessings and responsibilities I have for your future. You see a pause, a frustrating delay. I see essential preparation. You see a closed door. I see a character being built that will be able to handle the keys to the kingdom. Embrace this holy work I am doing within you. It is a work of love, and its results will last for all eternity. My child, do not turn away now. To leave this conversation is to tell me you have heard my comfort but do not trust me enough to hear my wisdom. It would grieve my heart to see you walk away with your tears wiped, but your spirit only half-healed because you did not stay to understand the danger I rescued you from. The deepest reasons for my protection are yet to be revealed. Today, let me show you what I see. My child, let us speak plainly about the desire that was in your heart. I know your heart. I know that your desire for what was behind that door was sincere. You were not asking for something evil or wicked. You were asking for something you genuinely believed was good. And that is what makes this so confusing for you. You are thinking, how can a good desire be the wrong one? Listen to me. Sometimes, your most sincere desires can be like a compass that is slightly off. It may feel like it is pointing true north, but it is actually leading you, degree by subtle degree, away from your destiny and me. The path felt right. It looked right, and it was what you wanted with all your heart. But it would have led you to a place of spiritual emptiness. I am saving you from the profound emptiness of a fulfilled but flawed dream. There is a sorrow that is deeper than disappointment, and it is the sorrow of getting exactly what you wanted, only to find that it does not satisfy your soul. That is the sorrow I have rescued you from. You see the immediate gain that door promised, but I see the long-term cost. And I am telling you now, my beloved, that path would have cost you more than you were ever willing to pay. It would have cost you your peace. It would have cost you precious time with your family. It would have cost you the soft, pliable heart you have toward me. And that price is far too high. I love you too much to give you something that would ultimately lessen you, that would shrink your soul and diminish your capacity for true joy. Think of me as the good shepherd. You saw a field that looked green and lush, and you wanted desperately to graze there. But as your shepherd, who knows the land, I knew that the grass in that field was toxic. It looked nourishing, but it was poison. So, with my shepherd's crook, I gently but firmly guided you away. You may not have understood. You may have felt frustrated, thinking I was keeping you from a good pasture. But I was calling you away from a toxic one. I was protecting you. Your desire was sincere, but it was misaligned with what you truly need and what I have planned for you. I am asking you to trust my knowledge of the terrain of your life. Surrender your compass to me. Let me be your true north. The pasture I am leading you to is one of true nourishment, true safety, and true life. Do not mourn the toxic field I have led you from. Look ahead to the green pastures and still waters that I have prepared for you. My child, I want you to picture your hand right now. In your mind, you are still standing at that closed door, and your hand is gripping the doorknob so tightly that your knuckles have turned white. Can you feel it? You are still trying to turn it, still putting your weight against the frame, hoping that it will miraculously budge. You keep replaying the moment it closed, wondering if you did something wrong, if you could have tried harder. You are exhausting yourself, my beloved. Your spiritual energy, which I intend for you to use for victory and joy, is being drained by knocking on a door that I myself have sealed shut. I am asking you now, with all the love in my heart, to do something that feels impossible. Let go the handle. Pull your hand back. Take a step away from the door. Stop knocking. The silence you hear is not my absence. It is my answer. The door is not meant for you. This act of letting go is an act of profound surrender. And I need you to understand that surrender is not defeat. The world has taught you that to surrender is to lose, to give up. But in my kingdom, surrender is the highest form of wisdom. It is the strength to trust my command over your own efforts. It is the humility to admit that your striving has reached its end and to allow my sovereign will to take over. The peace you have been desperately praying for will not be found by forcing that door open. Peace will come only when you accept my decision, turn around, and face me. I am standing right here behind you, waiting for you to see me. But you cannot see the new door I am presenting to you while your focus remains fixed on the one that has closed. Your hands must be empty to receive the new gift I have for you. You cannot receive the new key I am forging for you if your fist is still clenched around the old one that no longer works. I invite you now into an act of worship that is more precious to me than any song you could sing. Open your hands. Physically, right where you are, unclench your fists and open your palms toward heaven. In doing so, you are letting go of the doorknob. You are releasing your plans, your expectations, your timeline, your understanding of how things were supposed to be. You are handing it all to me. This, my child, is true worship. It is a powerful declaration that you trust me more than you trust your own plans. It is the ultimate statement of faith. Let go. Cease your striving. And in the quiet space you create by releasing your grip, you will finally feel the peace that I have been waiting to give you. Your battle is not to open that door. Your battle is to let it go. And it is a battle you can win, right now, by simply choosing to surrender it all to me. My child, you are trying so hard to make sense of this. Your mind is a whirlwind of logic and reason, trying to solve an equation that seems to have no answer. You made your lists of pros and cons. You prayed, you planned, you did your research, and on paper, the path through that door looked perfect. It was the logical next step. And now that it is closed, your own understanding tells you that something is wrong, that a mistake hath been made. but you are trying to solve an eternal equation with the limited mathematics of human experience. You are looking through a keyhole and seeing only a tiny fraction of the room, while I am seeing the entire house, the street it's on, and the city it is in. My understanding is perfect, and my wisdom is your shield. I close that door not in anger or at random, but as a calculated act of infinite, loving sagacity. Lean not on your own understanding. You have heard these words before, but I am asking you to live them now, in this moment of deep confusion. Your understanding is a precious gift from me, but it is incomplete. It cannot see the hidden variables. It cannot account for the secret intentions in the hearts of others. It cannot foresee the spiritual compromises that would have been required of you down that road. But I see it all. I know the unseen consequences that were waiting for you. I know the subtle ways that opportunity would have shifted your focus away from me and your true purpose. You were looking at a chessboard and saw a brilliant next move, one that seemed to guarantee a win. But I, the Grandmaster of Eternity, could see 10 moves ahead and saw the checkmate it would have led to. I stepped in and overturned the board to save you from that loss. It is written that the foolishness of God is wiser than human wisdom. What looks to you like a foolish or nonsensical move on my part is, in reality, an act of divine genius performed on your behalf. You must accept that you do not have all the information, and you must trust that I do. This is a moment of humility, of accepting that my thoughts are higher than your thoughts, and my ways are higher than your ways. Your intellect cannot grasp the full picture right now, and that is okay. Your heart is what I am after. I am asking you to trust my heart for you, even when your mind cannot connect the dots. I have not made a mistake. I have not forgotten you. I have acted out of perfect wisdom and perfect love. Receive this closed door not as a puzzle to be solved, but as a protection to be received. Let my wisdom be your peace. Let it be the shield that guards your heart from the arrows of confusion and doubt. My wisdom is for you, always. My child, you feel that you have been pushed off your path. You had a destination in mind and you were on the most direct route, the highway that you thought would get you there quickly and efficiently. And now, you find yourself on an unexpected detour. The road is slower. It winds through places you do not recognize, and you are filled with the frustration of a journey delayed. You feel you are losing time, falling behind schedule. But I want to reframe this for you. I have not pushed you off the path. I have guided you onto the scenic route to your destiny. The frustration you feel is the frustration of someone who wants to get to the destination so quickly that they miss the beauty of the journey itself. I am inviting you to embrace the journey. On this new path, this unexpected detour, you will find provisions you did not even know you needed. Had you stayed on that highway, you would have missed them entirely. Look around you, spiritually. I am leading you beside still waters you would have otherwise sped past. Here, on this slower road, there is time for your soul to be restored. There are lessons to be learned, strengths to be gained, and healing to be found. You will meet people on this road, divine connections, who were never on that main highway. These are the people who will walk with you into your next season, who will support you and champion you in ways those on the other path never could. This diversion is not a punishment. It is a series of divine appointments, carefully and lovingly arranged by me. Sometimes, my beloved, the longest way around is the shortest way home to the truest version of yourself. The highway would have gotten you to a destination faster, but it would not have been the destination I have prepared for you. And you would have arrived there as a lesser version of yourself, more hurried, less wise, and with a shallower character. I am more interested in who you are becoming on the journey than I am in the speed at which you arrive. So I ask you to let go of your map, your itinerary, your timeline. Trust your guide. I know the way. I know the hidden gems along this route. I know the beautiful vistas that will take your breath away. I know the rest stops where I will refresh your spirit. So do not despise this detour. Do not see it as a setback. See it as I see it, a sacred, protected, and necessary part of your journey. Open your eyes and your heart to the unexpected blessings of this path. I am with you in every step, on every winding turn. My child, I know this is hard to grasp because the opportunity behind that door looked so productive. It seemed like a place where you could do so much good, a field ripe for harvest. In your mind, you are asking, why would you close a door to something that seemed so fruitful? Come, let me explain. I am the divine gardener, and my greatest desire is for your life to bear much fruit, fruit that is sweet, nourishing, and eternal. And any good gardener knows that for a plant to be its most fruitful, it must be pruned. The act of pruning can look violent to the plant. It feels like a loss. But the gardener, in his wisdom, knows that he is removing branches that are draining energy from the main vine, branches that would only produce small, sour fruit, or no fruit at all. I have closed this door because I am pruning your life. That branch you were reaching for, that opportunity looked healthy to you. But I, the gardener, knew its true nature. I saw that it would have drained your energy, your time, and your spiritual vitality, leaving you with little left for what truly matters. It would have drawn your focus away from your true calling, distracting you from a much greater and more significant harvest I have planned for you. Your life was becoming cluttered, my child. You were becoming busy. Yes, but you were busy with things that were not the best things. I am clearing away the clutter. I am making room in your life for what is eternal, for what has true significance in my kingdom. I am removing what you thought was a success, to save you from a counterfeit victory. A counterfeit success looks real. It brings applause from the world. It brings a temporary sense of accomplishment. But it does not nourish the soul, and it does not advance my ultimate purpose for you. Is a painted fruit that looks beautiful but turns to dust in your mouth. I love you too much to let you build your life on such things. I had to remove it. I had to close that door to make space in the garden of your life. Now that there is space, I can plant something new. Something that will grow deep roots into my truth. Something that will produce a harvest that will not only bless you, but will bless generations to come. So do not mourn the branch that has been pruned. Do not grieve for the counterfeit fruit. Instead, stand in joyful anticipation. The gardener is at work, and because of this pruning, your life is about to become more fruitful than you could ever imagine. Trust the wisdom of the gardener's hand. My child, just as I have pruned your life to make room for a greater harvest, you now have an opportunity to sow into the lives of others. You have felt my hand clearing a path for you, and your heart has asked, how can I be a part of your work? This is your moment. Every gift you give clears the ground in another soul who is staring at their own closed door, making way for my word to be planted. When you partner with me through a super thanks membership or the PayPal link below, you are not just supporting a message. You are carrying my voice into someone else's barren field. I declared, he who sows bountifully will also reap bountifully, and I am the Lord of the harvest. I will see the seed you plant now, and I will multiply the fruitfulness in your own household. Now act. Sow this seed of faith, and watch me bring forth a harvest of souls. My beloved, you have come so far with me on this path of understanding. We have walked through the pruning and the detour. To stop listening now, it would be like telling a surgeon to stop in the middle of a delicate operation. It wounds my heart when my child accepts my process but does not remain to receive my purpose. Do not leave before I tell you what this is truly about. The profound test of faith that will define your future. Stay with me. And now we come to the very heart of the matter, my child. This is the moment where faith moves from the pages of a book and becomes the reality you breathe. This is the test of true faith. Will you trust me when my provision looks like a prevention? Will you believe in my goodness when my answer is a firm and loving no? Anyone can have faith when the sun is shining and the doors are opening. Anyone can offer thanks for a feast laid out before them. But the faith that shakes the foundations of heaven is the faith that trusts me in the middle of the storm. The praise that I cherish most is the praise that is whispered in the dark hallway, between the closed door behind you and the yet unseen door before you. This is your moment to prove not to me, for I already know your heart, but to yourself and to the spiritual world, that I am enough for you. This is where the ultimate question is asked and answered. Do you love me, the giver, more than the gifts you ask of me? You desperately wanted what was behind that door. But do you want me more? Is my presence, my love, my fellowship your greatest treasure? Or was it merely the means to an end, the way to get the thing you truly wanted? This closed door forces this question into the light, and in answering it, you are stepping into a new dimension of relationship with me. You are moving from a faith of transaction, where you do your part and expect me to do mine, to a faith of true intimacy, where you love me for who I am, regardless of what I do or do not do for you. True faith shines brightest in the darkness of a closed door. It is a light that cannot be extinguished by disappointment or confusion. It is the deep, unwavering conviction that I am good, even when circumstances are not. It is the courage to worship me not for what you have received, but for who I am. I am inviting you now to offer me this sacrifice of praise. In the face of your confusion, declare that I am wise. In the face of your pain, declare that I am good. In the face of your unmet desire, declare that I am enough. This is the faith that honors me. This is the faith that silences the accuser. And this is the faith that will carry you through this hallway and into the glorious room I have prepared for you. Let your faith be proven genuine, more precious than gold, and the result will be praise, glory, and honor for all eternity. My child, you feel powerless right now, as if you were locked out with no way to get in. You had a key in your hand, a key made from your plans, your hard work, and your expectations. You were so sure it was the right one. You trusted it. But when you put it in the lock, it did not turn. Now you stand there, holding a useless piece of metal, a symbol of your frustrated efforts. I need you to understand this. That key was never going to open the door to your ultimate purpose. It was not the key I designed for you. It would have only opened a door to a lesser room, a lesser future. So, now, I invite you to come with me to the forge of my spirit. I am taking that old, broken key from your hand, and I am crafting a new one for you. This one will be a perfect fit. This new key is being forged in the very fires of your current trial. The heat that feels so intense, the one you think might consume you, is the fire I am using to purify the metal of your character, burning away the impurities of self-reliance and fear. The hammer that you hear, the one that rings with such force, is my word, shaping you, strengthening you, beating you into a new and resilient form. Every time you choose to trust me in this uncertainty, you are participating in the process. Every prayer whispered in this hallway, every act of praise, when you feel no reason to be thankful, is like the polishing of the key, making it shine with a heavenly light. Do not despise the process, my beloved. Do not run from the heat of the forge or the sound of the hammer. A master key, one that will open doors you cannot yet imagine, is being made. The key you held was made of a human effort. This new key is being made of divine substance. It is shaped by your surrender and will be handed to you at the perfect moment. And the door this new key will open will not lead to a place of mere comfort or worldly success. It will lead to a place of greater anointing, deeper purpose, and more profound intimacy with me. It will open a door that no man, no enemy, and no circumstance can ever shut. So give me the pieces of your old key. Give me your broken plans and your failed efforts. Place them in my hands, and watch with wonder as I forge for you a key of faith, patience, and trust, a key that will unlock the glorious future I have always intended for you. The work is being done. Be patient and trust the hands of the blacksmith. My child, this quiet is perhaps the hardest part of all. You are crying out, you are praying, you are pleading, and what you hear in return feels like an echoing silence. The heavens feel like brass. You feel alone, adrift in the space between the door that has closed and the one you cannot yet see. The temptation in this silence is to believe the greatest lie of the enemy, that I have left you, that your prayers are hitting the ceiling and falling back to the floor. I am speaking to you now to silence that lie. My silence is not my absence. Do not ever mistake my quiet for inaction. I am leaning in so close to you right now, and in this stillness, I am speaking in whispers. But you cannot hear a whisper if your own heart is filled with the noise of panic and fear. I am inviting you to listen more deeply than you ever have before. This quiet is a gift. It is an opportunity to tune your heart to the frequency of my spirit. The world is so loud, your life is so busy, and often my voice is drowned out by the clamor. I have allowed this pause, this holy hush, so that you can learn to hear me in a new way. Behind the scenes, I am at work. I am moving circumstances, preparing hearts, and aligning events for your good. Just because you do not see the frantic activity does not mean I am not working. The most powerful work is often done in the quiet. Think of the seed in the ground. In the dark and the silence, he is gathering the strength to break through the soil. You are in that period of quiet growth. I have not abandoned you in this hallway. My presence is your constant companion, even when my voice is not a thunderclap. In fact, in this quiet, my presence can be felt more profoundly if you will only be still. So I command your anxious thoughts to be quiet. I command your fears to be silent. And I invite you to simply sit with me in this space. Do not strive to hear an answer. Simply seek to feel my presence. Find comfort in this quiet communion. This is not wasted time. It is consecrated time. It is a sacred appointment where you learn that I am with you, not just in the thunder, but in the stillness. Lean into the silence, my child. It is not empty. It is full of me. And in this holy hush, you will find the strength and the peace to continue your journey. My beloved, for some of you listening, that closed door was not a job or an opportunity. It was a person. It was a relationship that you had poured your heart into, one you believed was destined by me. And the pain of that door closing feels like a personal, deep rejection. It feels as if love itself had been taken from you. I want to speak directly to that wound. I closed that door because I am jealously guarding your heart. I am your father, and I saw that the affection being offered to you was not worthy of you. It was a lesser love, a conditional love, a love that would have ultimately brought you more pain than joy. You saw a soulmate, but I saw a cage that would have slowly diminished your brilliant light and pulled your heart away from its true home, which is with me. My child, I will not let you settle. You are a treasure of immense value, and I will not stand by while you give your heart away for a love that is less than my absolute best for you. I am saving you for a connection that reflects my own covenant love for you, a love that is steadfast, unconditional, and edifying. A true partnership that I ordain will not pull you away from me. It will draw you both closer to me. It will be a safe harbor, not a beautiful cage. You were so ready to accept what you thought was good, but I, in my infinite love, am holding out for what is perfect. I am protecting you from the deep sorrow of waking up years from now next to someone who does not cherish your soul or champion your walk with me. I know the loneliness is painful. I know your heart aches for companionship, but I am asking you to entrust that ache to me. Let me be the great love of your life. Let me fill the empty spaces in your heart so completely that you are not seeking another person to make you whole, but rather to find someone to share your wholeness with. I am a jealous God, not with the petty jealousy of humans, but with a holy, protective fire for you, my child. I will not let you be bound to a love that would tarnish your spirit. The pain of this closed door today is far less than the chronic pain of a lifetime in the wrong relationship. So give me your broken heart. Let me heal it, and trust that I am guarding it for a love that is pure, true, and worthy of the magnificent person I created you to be. Wait for my timing. It will be worth it. My child, let us be honest with each other. You are not just mourning a missed opportunity. You are panicking because you believe you have lost your source of life. You believe that job was your ultimate security. You believed that person was your source of identity and worth. You believed the money that would have come through that door with the answer to all your fears about the future. You were looking to a created thing to be your source, instead of looking to me, your creator. And so, in an act of profound mercy, I had to remove it. I had to close that door to remind you, to recenter you on this foundational truth. I alone am your source. Look to me, my beloved. Take your eyes off that door, off that job, off that person, off that position. They are all temporary and finite. A job can be lost. A person can leave. A position can be eliminated. They are like small, trickling streams that can run dry in a season of drought. You have been trying to quench your deep thirst from these streams. But I am the unending ocean. I am the deep well that never runs dry. I am the sky that holds the limitless rain. Why would you panic over a dry stream when I am inviting you to come and stand on the shore of my infinite supply? I can provide for you in ways you cannot even conceive, from directions you would never expect. This closed door is a gift. It is an invitation to transfer your trust. It is a call to uproot your security from the sandy soil of this world and replant it on the solid rock of who I am. Let me be your security. Let me be your identity. Let me be your provision. Let me be your all in all. When your identity is found in being my child, it can never be taken from you. When your security is in my love, it can never fail. When your hope is in my sovereign power, it is never misplaced. You saw that door as your answer. I am telling you now that I am your answer. That door was a single solution. I am the source of all solutions. So let go of your fear of lack. Let go of your panic about the future. Stand with me, your source, and watch as I provide for your every need, not from a single stream, but from the boundless ocean of my goodness. We are in the holiest place of this conversation now, the very heart of the matter. You have given me your trust through the silence, and I have revealed myself as your true source. To turn from me at this moment would deeply grieve my spirit, for it is like receiving a father's comfort but refusing to hear of the incredible testimony he is building from your pain. Please do not leave. The most beautiful part of the story, how I will turn this mess into your message, is what I long to tell you next. My child, right now, this pain feels like a private tragedy. It feels meaningless, a pointless suffering that you must simply endure. But I do not waste anything. I am the great Redeemer, and that means I redeem not only souls, but I also redeem stories. I redeem pain. I redeem disappointment. I promise you this story of a closed door, which now brings you tears, will one day become a powerful cornerstone of your testimony. It will be the story you tell to give hope to others. It will be the proof you offer of my faithfulness, my wisdom, and my mysterious ways. This private pain is being transformed into a public message of my goodness. I am crafting, right now, a powerful story of faith and redemption in your life. One day, you will look back on this moment not with pain, but with profound gratitude. You will thank me for this closed door. You will thank me for this unanswered prayer. Because from that future vantage point, you will see the incredible path I led you on as a result of it. You will see the beautiful destination it led you to, a destination you would have never reached otherwise. And your heart will be filled with awe. Your current confusion will become a message of stunning clarity for someone else who is lost in their own doubt. The comfort I am pouring into your heart at this very moment, it is not just for you. It is a well from which you will draw to give a refreshing drink to other souls who are thirsty with disappointment. A day is coming when someone, with tears in their eyes, will tell you of their own closed door, their own shattered dream. And you will be able to look them in the eye and say with gentle authority, I know. I have been there. It hurts more than words can say. But let me tell you what my God did for me. Let me tell you about the better door He opened. Your scar will become a sign of hope for them. Your story will be the light that helps them navigate their own dark hallway. So receive my comfort now, not just as a balm for your own wound, but as an anointing for a future ministry of comfort to others. Nothing is wasted in my kingdom. I am turning your mess into your message, your test into your testimony. My child, you are looking at this situation as a simple matter of a lost opportunity. You believe that if I had just allowed it, everything would have been fine. But your sight is limited to the surface of things. You see the appealing smile. You hear the promising words, but you cannot see the inner workings of the human heart, nor the spiritual dangers that lurk in the shadows. I closed that door because the very ground on the other side of it was unstable. You were about to build your future on a foundation that was cracked and compromised, ready to crumble under the first sign of pressure. I, your master builder, could not allow that. You were about to step onto what looked like solid ice, but I could see it was thin and ready to give way, plunging you into freezing water. I know it was the hand that pulled you back from the edge. There were people involved in that opportunity, people who spoke your language and smiled to your face, but whose hearts were not for you. I heard the whispers you could not hear. I saw the envy and ambition that were hidden behind their polite handshakes. They would have used you for their own gain, and then discarded you when you were no longer useful. You, in your beautiful and trusting heart, saw a team of colleagues. I, in my all-seeing wisdom, saw a den of wolves in sheep's clothing. And I am your shepherd. I will not lead my precious sheep into a den of wolves. That path would have demanded a slow erosion of your integrity, my child. A small compromise here, a tiny white lie there, turning a blind eye to something that you know in your spirit is wrong. It would not have been a dramatic fall, but a slow, almost imperceptible drift away from me, until one day you would have woken up and not recognized the person you had become. This is the danger you did not perceive. You saw a shortcut to success, but I saw a long and painful road to spiritual decay. You saw a prize to be won, but I saw a trap that was set for your soul. My closing of that door was not a passive decision. It was an active and mighty rescue. I stepped between you and the hidden danger. I took the hit that you did not see coming. You are feeling the sting of a closed door, but you are not feeling the devastation of a collapsed future. You are feeling disappointment, but you are not feeling the agony of betrayal from those you would have trusted. Trust my heart for you, my beloved. My no was not a rejection. It was your salvation from a danger you could not see. Rest in the safety of my protection. You are more secure in this hallway with me than you ever would have been behind that treacherous door. My beloved child, we have reached a pivotal moment in your walk with me. It is an invitation to a deeper level of surrender. Until now, you have been good at surrendering your actions to me. You try to do the right thing, to walk in my ways. But now, I am asking for more. I am asking you to surrender not just your actions, but your expectations. I am asking you to hand over the relentless what-ifs and the painful should-have-beens that are playing on a loop in your mind. You are tormenting yourself with a future that never was, a story that I did not write. That mental and emotional space is where the enemy is finding his foothold, whispering his lies of regret and failure. The only way to silence him is to surrender that ground to me completely. You have a blueprint you have drawn for your life. It is a good blueprint, full of sincere desires. You have presented it to me in prayer many times. But, my child, your blueprint is not my blueprint. And now that I have vetoed one of your key designs, you are trying to hold on to your plan, to figure out how to make it work without that piece. It cannot work. I am asking you to do the bravest thing you can do. Roll up your carefully drawn blueprint, with all its notes and calculations, and place it in my hands. When you release your plan, you make room to receive mine. And my plan, I promise you, is immeasurably better. It is drawn with the wisdom of eternity and colored with a love you cannot fathom. True peace is found only in the utter release of your own plans into my hands. Your will is a powerful force. When it is aligned with mine, it can move mountains. But when you set it against my will, it creates only friction, frustration, and pain. It is like trying to row a boat against a mighty current. You will only exhaust yourself and go nowhere. I am inviting you to pull the oars into the boat, to let go of your own striving, and to let the powerful current of my spirit carry you. When your will is surrendered, it does not disappear. It becomes the vessel through which my divine power can flow into your life. So let your prayer now be the most powerful prayer a human heart can utter, the same one my son prayed in his moment of greatest trial. Father, not my will, but yours, be done. Speak those words. Let them come not just from your lips, but from the deepest place of your soul. In that surrender, you will find a peace that defies your circumstances and a power that will carry you into the glorious future I have designed just for you. My child, you feel you are ready. In your heart, you are saying, I was capable. I had the skills. I was prepared for what was behind the door. And you are right. You were ready for that. But I am not preparing you for that. I am preparing you for something far greater, a responsibility so significant that it requires a deeper level of maturity, wisdom, and character than you currently possess. You saw a management position, but I see you leading a movement. You saw a house, but I see you building a refuge. You saw a relationship, but I see you modeling a covenant love for a generation. I closed that smaller door because to walk through it would have been to accept a graduation from a course you had already passed, while I am trying to enroll you in a master class. You were not yet ready for the challenges that lay on this greater path. And so, in my love, I am using this time to equip you. This season of waiting This time in the hallway that feels so frustrating and unproductive is in fact your training ground. Do not despise it. What you see as a pause, I see as essential preparation. I am your divine coach, and I am putting you through a rigorous training regimen. Every time you choose faith over fear, you are building your spiritual endurance. Every time you forgive someone who has hurt you, you are increasing your capacity for grace. Every time you praise me in this uncertainty, you are strengthening your core of trust. Do not rush the training, my beloved. If I were to place the weight of the responsibility I have for you upon you now, it would crush you. You must be made stronger first. Think of it this way. You cannot construct a skyscraper on a foundation that was poured for a simple cottage. The weight would be too great. The entire structure would collapse. You were ready to build your cottage, and you would have been happy in it for a time. But I have plans for a skyscraper in your life, a testimony that will reach to the heavens. And so, right now, I am doing the deep, unseen, and often slow work of digging out the foundation and pouring the reinforced concrete of character that can support the immense weight of the glory I intend to build upon it. This is why you are being tested. This is why you are being stretched. This is why you are being made to wait. I am building your foundation. Trust the process. The greater the preparation, the greater the destiny that awaits. My beloved child, your focus had become too narrow. Over time, that one door, that one opportunity, became the single object of your hope. It grew in your mind until it was all you could see. Your spiritual vision, which I created to behold the vast expanse of my kingdom, had shrunk to the size of a single keyhole. You were suffering from a kind of tunnel vision, and it was limiting your ability to see all the other wonderful things I was doing around you and all the other possibilities I had for you. So, in my love, I had to blot the tunnel. I had to close the door you were staring at so that you would be forced to lift your gaze and look around. I am now performing a divine realignment of your vision. I am like a gentle optometrist, adjusting the lens through which you see your future. The picture was becoming blurry, distorted by your intense focus on this one thing. I am bringing your true purpose into sharp, clear focus. I want you to stop dreaming your own small, limited dreams and start dreaming my dreams for you. And my dreams for your life are so much bigger, so much more creative, and so much more fulfilling than anything you could ever ask for or imagine. The best is truly yet to come, my child, but you must be looking in the right direction to see it. I am placing my hands on your spiritual shoulders and gently turning you around. You have been staring at a wall, a closed door, and seeing only darkness and endings. But I am turning you to face a new direction. Look. You see it. There is a sunrise on a horizon you were not expecting. There is a path opening up in a direction you had never considered. Your future is not behind you in that closed room. It is before you, in this new landscape I am revealing. Let me lift your chin. Let me wipe the tears from your eyes. Stop looking down at the ground in disappointment. Lift your eyes and see what I see. A future filled with hope. A purpose filled with meaning. A joy that is not dependent on a single door opening, but on walking step by step with me, your guide, into the glorious adventure I have planned for you. Your vision is being corrected. The world is about to look very different. I have just realigned your vision, turning your head to see the new sunrise I have planned for you. You have prayed, Lord, let me see what you see, and now I am showing you how to act on that new sight. This moment is not random. Your desire to help another see this same light is a divine invitation. Your gift becomes a ray of my dawn, breaking into the darkness of another's disappointment and turning their face toward my hope. I declared, I am the light of the world, and when you send this message onward, you hold that light up for a soul lost in the shadows. I will honor what you release now, blessing you with continued clarity and purpose for the journey ahead. Click Super Thanks. Join as a member, or use the PayPal donation link in the description. Partner with me, and let us open the eyes of the blind together. I have just pulled back the curtain to show you the new, broader vision I have for your life. I have told you of the preparation and the greater responsibility that awaits. To leave this conversation now would be to see the promised land from a distance, but refuse to hear how I will lead you into it. It disappoints a father's heart to prepare a great inheritance for his child, only to have them walk away before receiving the key to the gate. Today, let me show you the door I will open. My child, listen to this promise and let it sink into the deepest part of your spirit, silencing your fear of the future. The door I have just closed was a man-made door. It was flimsy. It was subject to circumstances, to the whims of others, to the attacks of the enemy. That is one of the reasons I could not let you go through it. It was not secure. But the door I am preparing to open for you is altogether different. It is a door I will forge in the heavens and set in place with my own sovereign hand. It will be sealed with my divine authority. And when I open that door for you, I promise you this: no man can shut it. No demon in hell can shut it. No economic downturn, no negative opinion, no unexpected circumstance will ever be able to close the door that I ordained to be open for you. This is why I am asking you to wait for my timing. Your timing is rushed, anxious, and based on incomplete information. My timing is perfect, patient, and precise. To rush ahead is to settle for the flimsy door that man can provide. To wait on me is to position yourself for the mighty gate that only God can open. And when I open it, you will not have to sneak through or force your way in. You will walk through it with your head held high, with a confidence that is not your own, and with a tangible anointing of my Spirit upon you. It will not be a lucky break or a fortunate coincidence. It will be an undeniable, unmistakable act of my divine favor. Everyone will know, including you, that this is the hand of God. There will be no room for doubt. I want you to hold this promise in your heart. Let it be the anchor for your soul in this season of waiting. The memory of the door I have just closed will pale in comparison to the glory of the door I am about to open. The pain of this no will be completely swallowed up by the joy of my ultimate yes. You are not being denied. You are being upgraded. You are not being left behind. You are being positioned for a greater launching. So do not despair in this hallway. It is a place of holy anticipation. You are waiting for a door that is guaranteed to open, a door that leads to your promised land, a door that has your name on it, placed there by me. Prepare your heart, my child. The door I will open is coming, and it will be more magnificent than you can possibly imagine. My child, your heart is heavy with grief, and the very idea of joy feels like a cruel joke, a distant and impossible memory. You cannot imagine a day when this ache will not be the first thing you feel when you wake up. I understand this. I am not asking you to deny your sorrow or to pretend to be happy. I am asking you to lift your eyes, just for a moment, beyond your immediate pain, and to fix your gaze on the joy that I have set before you. My son, in his greatest moment of agony, endured the cross because he was focused on the joy that awaited him on the other side of the pain, the joy of your redemption. In the same way, I am giving you a future joy that can serve as the anchor for your soul in this present storm. This is not a shallow happiness dependent on circumstances. It is a deep, abiding gladness that is rooted in me. This closed door is creating an empty space within you. Right now, that space feels like a cavernous, painful void. You are acutely aware of what you have lost. But I do not create a void without a purpose. I am hollowing out a new capacity in you, a deeper reservoir, so that I can fill you with more of my glory and joy than you could have possibly contained before. The smaller vessel of your previous dream had to be broken so I could give you one that is vast and deep. And when I fill it, the joy will be overwhelming. I promise you, with all the authority of heaven, that your future laughter will be louder and more resonant than your current weeping. The celebration that will take place on the other side of the door I choose for you will be so magnificent that it will be worth every moment of this painful wait. Do not let the enemy convince you that your best days are behind you, sealed away in that room you cannot enter. That is a lie from the pit of hell. Your best days are ahead of you. The joy I have planned is not a consolation prize, it is the grand prize. It is a joy that cannot be threatened by economic changes, human opinions, or shifting circumstances. It is a gladness that cannot be taken away. So, in this moment of sorrow, I want you to plant a seed of hope, the hope of this coming joy. Water it with your trust in my promise. Protect it from the weeds of doubt. And know that even now, beneath the dark soil of your disappointment, the seed is preparing to break forth into a life more vibrant and joyful than you ever thought possible. Endure this, my child, for the joy that is set before you. It is real, and it is coming. My beloved, do not be so quick to despise this place you are in. This space between the door that has closed and the door that is yet to open, this hallway, is a sacred and holy ground. You see it as a place of frustrating transition, a meaningless waiting room. But I see it as our sanctuary. In the busy rooms of your life, with all their demands and distractions, it is often difficult for you to hear my voice clearly. The world shouts for your attention. But here, in the hallway, the noise fades away. The distractions are gone. It is just you and me. I have drawn you into this quiet passage for a purpose, to deepen our intimacy. Here, you can finally learn that my presence is more than enough for you. You are learning that I am not just the God who gets you to the next destination. I am the God who is your companion on the journey. I want you to cherish this time. Do not waste it by banging on the next door or by staring mournfully at the last one. Instead, walk slowly with me through this hallway. Take my hand. Let us talk. Here, away from the pressure to perform and the eyes of the world, you can be completely honest with me, and I can speak to the deepest parts of your heart without interruption. This is where you learn the rhythm of my heart. Like a dance, a relationship with me as a cadence, a rhythm of leading and following, of speaking and listening. In the busyness of life, you often try to lead. But here in the hallway, you are learning to be still, to listen for my lead, to rest in my arms, and to trust my steps. This is not wasted time. This is consecrated time, set apart for the most important work of all, the cultivation of our relationship. The world was pulling you in so many directions. Your own ambitions were a loud voice in your ear. I have brought you into this quiet place to recalibrate your spirit, to remind you of what is truly essential. Before I can entrust you with the key to the next great room in your life, I need you to learn that the greatest treasure is not what is in the room, but who is walking with you in the hallway. I am the treasure, my child. My presence is your ultimate reward. So do not rush this process. Linger here with me. Let this hallway become a cherished memory, a time when you discovered that you needed nothing else as long as you had me. This intimacy we are building here will be the foundation that will sustain you in all the rooms to come. My child, The reason this closed door hurts so profoundly is that you had tied your entire definition of success to it. In your heart, you believed, if I get through this door, I will be successful. If I don't, I will be a failure. You have been using the world's ruler to measure your worth, a ruler marked with achievements, titles, income, and the approval of others. And because that door is now closed, you are feeling the sting of failure according to that standard. I am here today to take that ruler from your hands and break it over my knee. I am here to completely rewrite your definition of success. The world's definition is a crushing burden that I never intended for you to carry. Let me strip away those old, ill-fitting clothes of worldly ambition and clothe you in the truth of my kingdom. Success in my eyes has nothing to do with which doors open and which ones close. True success is simple, profound faithfulness in the journey I have set before you. It is trusting me when it makes no sense. It is choosing obedience when it is difficult. It is showing grace to those who have wronged you. It is maintaining your integrity in a world of compromise. It is surrendering your plans to mine. By that definition, my beloved, you are more successful in this moment of painful surrender than you ever would have been behind that door, living in your own strength. Your value is not, and has never been, in your achievements. Your value is rooted in your identity. And your identity is this: you are my child, deeply and unconditionally loved. That is a success that can never be taken from you. I want you to let this truth wash over you. Your success is not determined by your performance. It is sealed by your position as my child. Think of a loving parent with their young child. Does the parent love the child more on the days they score a goal in a game or less on the days they fall and scrape their knee? Of course not. The love is constant. The child's value is inherent, not earned. So it is with you. I am rejoicing over you, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. You are mine. So lay down the world's measuring stick. Stop comparing your journey to anyone else's. Success is simply walking in step with me, one day at a time, even if the path leads you directly away from a door that the world told you was the ultimate prize. Your faithfulness in this hallway is a greater success in my eyes than any accomplishment that room could have ever offered. My child, let us talk about your plans. They were good plans, weren't they? Thoughtful, well-researched, and prayed over. You had it all figured out, a clear path from A to B to C. And that door was a critical part of your plan. In your heart, you feel that I have not just closed a door, but that I have disrupted and ruined your entire plan. And you are right. I have. And I need you to understand that this disruption is one of the greatest acts of love I will ever perform for you. Your plans were good, but they were not my plans. And my plans for you, as I have promised, are to prosper you and not to harm you, to give you a hope and a future that far exceeds your own limited vision. Sometimes, my greatest act of mercy is to rescue you from the full implementation of your own good ideas. You were about to pour the foundation of your future on what you thought was solid ground. It was a beautiful location, and it looked stable. But you could not see the fine, shifting sand just beneath the surface. You could not see the storm that was gathering on the horizon of your life, a storm that would have washed away everything you built there. I, your divine architect, saw it all, and I could not let you build on sand. So, I closed the door to that construction site. It felt like a rejection, but it was a relocation. I am moving you, my child. I am moving you to the solid rock of my will, to a place where what you build will stand firm against any storm, for all eternity. I am asking you now to trust the divine architect. You have been looking at the blueprint for a single room, but I am looking at the blueprint for your entire life, a structure that fits perfectly into the grand cathedral of my eternal kingdom. What you saw as a beautiful design would have clashed horribly with the next room I have planned for you. The plumbing would not have lined up. The doorways would have been misaligned. It would have created problems you cannot yet foresee. So I had to scrap that part of the plan. I need you to thank me for the plans I have disrupted. Thank me for the blueprints I have torn up. It is a sign not of my anger, but of my deep and intricate involvement in your life. Hand me your designs, your timelines, and your expectations, and let me give you mine. They are better. They are stronger. They are unshakable. My child, we are so close to the end of this journey. You have endured the hardest truths, and the greatest comforts and promises are now before you. To leave me now is to run the race so well, only to stop inches from the finish line. You would miss the final, unbreakable truths of my covenant with you and the gift of a new beginning. Do not grieve my heart by almost finishing. Stay with me until the very end. Let me seal this complete work in your spirit. My child, there is another reason I closed that door, one you may not have considered. The path that lay beyond it was a path you would have walked largely alone. The environment, the demands, the very nature of that opportunity would have subtly but surely isolated you. It would have demanded so much of your time and energy that it would have cut you off from the very community of faith that you so desperately need. You saw a lonely victory, a solo climb to the top. But I see a shared journey, a family of believers walking arm in arm. I did not create you to be an island. I created you for connection, for family, for community. You are a part of a body, and a hand cannot thrive when it is detached from the arm, nor an eye when it is removed from the head. I am guiding you now toward a community that will support you, uplift you, and champion the work I am doing in your life. On this new path I am placing you on, you will find your people. You will find those whose spirits resonate with yours, those who will understand your struggles and celebrate your victories as if they were their own. These are the people who will pray for you when you are weak, speak truth to you when you are deceived, and remind you of my promises when you are tempted to forget. You need them, my beloved, and they need you. The gifts I have placed inside of you are not just for your own success. They are meant to be a blessing to the body of believers. That lonely victory behind the closed door would have robbed both you and them of that mutual blessing. I am closing a door that led to isolation to open a door that leads to a shared journey. Do not try to walk this path alone. The temptation and disappointment is to withdraw, to nurse your wounds in solitude. But I am calling you out. Look around. I am bringing fellow travelers alongside you. Be willing to be vulnerable with them. Be willing to receive their help. And be ready to offer your own strength to them in return. The Christian life is not a solo performance. It is a symphony, and every instrument is essential to the beautiful music we will make together. The people I have for you are on this new path. Walk forward, and you will find them. And together, you will enter the future I have for all of you. My child, that closed door feels like a final, immovable ending. It feels like a period at the end of a sentence, a conclusion to a story you were just beginning to love. And in one sense, you are right. It is an ending. It is the end of the chapter that was written by your own plans and expectations. But I want you to understand a profound truth about the architecture of my kingdom. Every door I close has a new one on its other side. The very act of closing one door is the act of presenting another. You are not standing at a dead end. You are standing on the threshold of a new beginning. I am giving you a gift today, a gift that can only be received in the wake of an ending, a fresh start, a clean slate. The weight of what might have been is a heavy burden, and I am lifting it from you now. The past is gone. It is time to look forward to the new thing I am doing in your life. I am the God who makes all things new. I do not simply repair what is broken. I create something entirely new and more beautiful from the pieces. I am doing that for you right now. I am taking the disappointment, the confusion, and the pain, and I am using them as the raw materials for a new chapter in your story. I need you to stop rereading the last page of the old chapter. Stop analyzing the words, the punctuation, the plot twists. It is finished. I am now inviting you to turn the page with me. Look. See this new page. It is clean, white, and unwritten. There are no mistakes on it. There are no regrets staining its surface. It is pristine, full of promise and potential. This is my gift to you. Embrace it. Do not allow the ghost of that closed door to haunt the pages of your new chapter. Do not carry the baggage of that old plan into the new journey I am laying before you. Your story is not over, my beloved. It has barely begun. The part of the story you were so invested in was merely the prologue, the backstory that sets the stage for the main event. And now, the real adventure begins. Embrace the gift of this new chapter, unburdened by what could have been. Your future is not a cancellation. It is a divine revision, and the new draft is infinitely better. Let the old story go. Pick up the pen of faith, dip it in the ink of hope, and let us begin to write this new, more glorious chapter together. My child, you are wrestling with a deep and painful thought. You are interpreting my no through the human lens of rejection, and it is causing you to question my love for you. In your heart, you are wondering, if he really loved me, he would have opened the door. You see my refusal as a punishment or a sign of my displeasure. I must correct this, for it is a grievous wound to your spirit. I need you to see my no not as an act of judgment, but as a profound and powerful act of my mercy. My no is not a rejection of you. It is a rescue of you. It is one of the most merciful words I will ever speak into your life, because I am preventing a regret that would have followed you for years. The very same grace that reached down into your darkest moment to save your soul for eternity is the exact same grace that reached down and firmly closed this door in your path. Both are acts of salvation. One saved you from the penalty of sin. The other has saved you from the pain of a misplaced dream. I want you to receive this closed door as a gift. I know it does not look like a gift. It is wrapped in the dark paper of disappointment and tied with the rough ribbon of confusion. But if you could unwrap it with the hands of faith, you would find inside the precious jewel of my divine mercy. My mercy always triumphs over judgment, and sometimes, for your own good, my mercy must triumph over your own desires. I know this feels severe. The surgeon's knife is also severe. It cuts, it causes pain, and it leaves a scar. But the surgeon wields it not to harm, but to heal, to remove the disease that would have otherwise destroyed the body. This no is my surgical instrument. It is a severe mercy, yes, but it is a mercy that is cutting away a future that would have become toxic to your soul. I am removing a hidden disease of pride, or self-reliance, or misplaced hope that you could not see. The momentary pain of this incision is to spare you from a chronic, lifelong illness of the spirit. So do not see me as the one who has wounded you without cause. See me as your divine surgeon, performing a necessary, life-saving procedure out of a love that is deeper and wiser than your own. Receive my mercy, even in its most severe and mysterious form. My beloved child, the time for looking backward is now over. You have mourned. You have questioned. You have sat with me in your disappointment. And now, I am calling you to stand up, to turn your back on that closed door, and to set your face like flint toward the future I have promised you. The journey of your life from this point forward will not be defined by the sight of open or closed doors. It will be defined by your faith in me, the one who leads you down the hallway. You have been trying to navigate by sight, relying on the visible evidence of what you think is progress. But I am calling you to a higher, more stable way of walking by faith. I need you to take my hand. Let go of the need to see the entire journey laid out before you like a map. I will not give you a 5-year plan. I will not show you what lies 10 doors ahead. I will give you something much more intimate and powerful, my presence with you, right now, and just enough light for the very next step. Think of walking through a dark night with a single lantern. The lantern does not illuminate the entire forest. It does not show you the destination miles away. It casts a pool of light right at your feet, showing you where to safely take your next step. And then the next. And then the next. That is how we will walk together. My word will be that lamp to your feet and that light to your path is sufficient. You must trust that I know the destination, and that the light I provide for this one next step is all you need right now. Fix your eyes on me, not on the door behind you, not on the doors you see in the distance, not on the path at your feet. Fix your eyes on me, the author and the perfecter of your faith. When you are looking at me, you cannot be consumed by the darkness around you or the uncertainty of the path. Your journey is to follow me, to stay close to me, to listen for my voice. The doors are incidental. My presence is the point. So let us take that next step together, shall we? It may feel like a step into the unknown, but you are not stepping into emptiness. You are stepping deeper into my care, my guidance, and my unfailing love. Walk forward, my child. The past is settled. Your future awaits. My child, as we come to the end of this conversation for now, I want to leave you with the most foundational, unshakable, and powerful truth of all. Let this be the rock upon which you stand when the aftershocks of your disappointment try to shake you. A single closed door does not, and cannot, change my eternal covenant with you. My love for you is steadfast. My promises to you are true. My commitment to your life is absolute. Nothing that happens in the temporary circumstances of this world can alter the eternal truths of my kingdom. My covenant with you was sealed in the blood of my Son. It was not conditional on that job, that relationship, or that opportunity working out. My love for you is not performance-based. I do not love you more when you succeed in the world's eyes and less when you face a closed door. My love is a constant. It is the North Star in your darkest night, fixed, brilliant, and true. Rest in this truth. Let it be the anchor for your soul. You are mine. I hold your future in the palm of my hand. That has not changed. I am with you always, to the very end of the age. That has not changed. I am working all things together for your good. That has not changed. Nothing, absolutely nothing, not disappointment, not confusion, not the pain of a shattered dream, not 1,000 closed doors, can ever separate you from my love. It is the one constant in a universe of variables. It is the one sure thing in a life of uncertainties. It is the ultimate reality. So when the waves of what if and regret begin to crash against you, stand on this rock. When the winds of fear about your future begin to blow, hold fast to this anchor. You are my child, forever. That is your ultimate security. That is your ultimate identity. The details of the journey will change. There will be unexpected detours and closed doors. But the destination is secure, and the guide is faithful. The best is yet to come, my beloved child. This is not a hollow platitude. It is a divine promise from the one who holds all of your tomorrows. This chapter was painful, but it is not the final chapter. A new one is beginning, filled with my grace, guided by my wisdom, and enveloped in my unending love for you. Trust me, my child. You are now resting in the unshakable truth that my promise to you remains unchanged. Your heart is settled in my covenant love, and I hear your spirit ask, how can I share this profound peace? This is how. Your act of giving now becomes a tangible anchor of hope cast out for another soul being tossed in the storm of their own closed door. Every super thanks, every membership, becomes a stone laid in the foundation of their wavering faith, carrying my steadfast promise directly into their life. I told you, I will never leave you, nor forsake you, and your gift becomes the vessel for that very promise. This is your chance to respond to my faithfulness with your own. I will surround your household with the very peace and security you are now sending to others. Now act. Give, and let my unchanging covenant flow through you. My beloved child, as our time in this quiet conversation comes to a close for now, I want you to carry the truth of my love with you. You came here with a heart heavy from a door that was closed, and I have shown you that it was not an act of rejection, but one of my deepest protection and redirection. You are not forgotten. You are being prepared. This hallway you are in is not a punishment. It is a sacred space of intimacy where I am drawing you closer. Now, I invite you to seal these truths in your spirit with a powerful act of faith. This is more than just listening. It is about responding. It is about taking the truth you have received and turning it into a declaration that will anchor your soul and put the enemy on notice. Your voice, your choice in this moment, has power. If you have heard me today, if you believe that my plans for you are good, and if you are choosing to trust my wisdom over your own understanding, I want you to make it known. Let your hands do what your heart has decided. Go to the space below this video and declare your faith for all to see, not for the praise of others, but as a testimony to my goodness and as an encouragement to your brothers and sisters who are also walking through their own hallways of uncertainty. Let your declaration be a light for them. Write these words from a heart of surrender. Father, I thank you for the door you closed. I trust your hand and I will praise you in the hallway. As you type each word, feel the weight of your old expectations lifting. Feel the strength of surrender filling you. I will see your declaration. I will honor your faith. And your testimony will become a well of hope from which another hurting child of mine can drink. Amen. If you believe in me, your Heavenly Father, then like this video and leave a heartfelt amen in the comments. If you want to stay closer to me, then subscribe to this channel.